Okay, I am live. Can anybody hear me? Young Stacks, welcome to the stream. We are pro wrestling. Welcome to the stream. All right, sounds like everybody can hear me. That's good. Good. Let me just send this out real quick. We can go ahead and get started. Okay, first of all, I apologize for the delay in this stream. I thought I'd be able to knock this one out earlier. I thought I'd be able to. I had a wedding to go to on Saturday, but it wasn't one that I had to travel too far for. So I thought, in my arrogance, I thought I'd be able to knock the stream out in the morning and then go to the wedding in the afternoon. Unfortunately, as things got a little hectic that morning, I realized, oh God, I'm not going to be able to knock out the stream. So I had to push it back to tonight. Fortunately, the NFL Sunday night game, it's Bengals and Chiefs, which is not necessarily a bad game, but not one that I'm overly invested in either. Actually, Echo, what's the score of the Cowboys game?
Currently, the Cowboys are behind the Redskins, 20-17, with 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Okay, so that game's not even over yet. Jeez. Interesting. Was it my wedding? No. Oh, God, no. No, it wasn't my wedding. No woman would marry me. Come on. They're smarter than that. They know I'm nothing but trouble. I'm doing fine, Jedi Alex. I'm doing great. Metallica, not a bad choice. I am happy the Cowboys are down. I think you're on all caps, too. All your messages are coming in at, like, all caps. What did you think of NXT UK? I have not seen it. I haven't had time this week. A lot of things got in the way and kept me from being able to watch a bunch of stuff. So, to further update you guys on the videos that are coming out, my next What Went Wrong, I wanted to get that out this week. That didn't happen, so it's been delayed. You'll be getting that next week. You'll also be getting my next Star Wars review, which is going to be Halloween-related. And my next set of kaiju movie reviews will be out sometime early, possibly either this upcoming weekend or immediately after it, right in time for Halloween. So also my top 10 of the month, my top 10 matches of the month is going to be taking place right before the end of the month as well. So you're going to be getting a lot of videos from me. I promise I'm going to knock all these out. The top 10, as I've mentioned before, is going to be the top 10 Halloween Havoc matches in history. I've got my list finalized. I just got to film it. And let me just say, it turned out to be quite the funky list. So hopefully you all enjoy that. No, it's fine. I just want to make sure you knew. Iron Bassist, welcome. You're getting WWE 2K19 on PS4. All right, awesome. I don't even have a PS4, so the benefits of not being a heavy gamer. I saw a video yesterday explaining all the Halloween movie storylines. You're right, it's a convoluted piece of shit. I mean, that timeline's been fucked, like, royally for decades now. It's crazy. Number one better be Hogan Warrior. Yes, my number one favorite Halloween Havoc match of all time is Hogan Warrior. Absolutely. WWE 2K19 is great, especially Universe Mode. That's good to hear. Yeah, after Halloween 4 is where you really need to kind of like turn your brain off and just either stop watching or, I mean, 5 and 6 are terrible. I liked H2O, but then they ruined that with by following it up with Resurrection. Then we got the Rob Zombie, and this is where it gets really confusing. We got a remake from Rob Zombie, and now we've gone back and we're continuing from the original Halloween, ignoring everything that came before it. So it's just a mess all around. We are pro wrestling. You're going to be talking about Hogan Warrior 2, aren't you? I saw your notice about Halloween Havoc 98. Yeah, the first Rob Zombie one was not good. Well, neither Rob Zombie one was good. Yeah, not a great. I always make fun of the Rob Zombie version for being, why is Michael the way he is? Because he had an abusive daddy. That explains everything. Call me crazy, but I like it better when there is no explanation. But Also, voting for my WrestleMania live stream series. Those polls are still up. The link is in the description. So if you haven't voted, go do so. You have until February 1st of 2019 to do it. So you've got plenty of time. But be sure to get your votes in. Want to hear something funny about WWE these days? What? I've got a ton of ranting to do, and not just about Hogan Warrior 2. Oh, someone's calling me. Who's calling me? Yeah, that's one of my friends. I think he's gonna go nuts over the Redskins. Actually, let me see. Echo, what's the score of the Redskins game?
Earlier today, the Redskins beat the Cowboys 20-17.
Okay, so it's a happy call. The Redskins won.
At 1 p.m. away against the Giants.
Oh, we've got the Redskins next week? Shit. We've got the Giants have the Monday night game tomorrow. Hooray. But there were some really good games today. I thought Ravens and Saints was a really good game. I thought Carolina had an amazing comeback against Philly this afternoon. So we got some good games. The Road Warriors will have domination on WWE 2K19. Not a bad option. Did you know WWE has no plan for not Shield and are just winging it as they go with Ambrose? I'd heard something like that, but that doesn't surprise me. They don't have a plan for a lot of these guys. What was I going to say? So anyway, yeah, get your WrestleMania votes in. The link is in the description. Also, weekly show reviews. The shows I watched were Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, NXT, and Impact. Impact I admittedly kind of skimmed over because I was short on time. Thought it was an okay follow-up to Bound for Glory. We'll see where a lot of the storyline ideas are headed. We're getting Phoenix versus Johnny Impact next week for the title, so that should be a really good match, if nothing else. We're getting close to Ultima Lucha on Lucha Underground. This week's episode really focused on making the Savage Jake Strong, formerly Jack Swagger, making him look like $1 million. And I think they did that effectively. I thought the match between Swagger and Mundo was actually pretty good. So, yeah. Yeah, all my Redskin fans friends are happy that they won, so it's good. I mean, if it can't be the Giants, I want it to be the Redskins. That's my attitude with the NFC East. Yeah, the Bears, man, what happened? I thought they were going to beat the Patriots. It looked like they were going to pull it off, and then just fucking Patriots. Yeah, Jake Strong. That's real creative name. But when you can't use Jack Swagger, the Jets lost again. Yeah, I saw some highlights of that, but the Vikings are really good, so it's hard to say that wasn't expected. Johnny going to die at the end of Ultima Lucha? We shall see. Ultima Lucha is shaping up, and again, going back to Lucha Underground, I like the match between Mundo and Swagger, Jake Strong, whatever you want to call him, and they did some things to kind of build up to Ultima Lucha. So we've got our trios title match set up. We've got Matanza and Mundo. We've got the Killshot Mac match that they did really just felt like an excuse to do some further build-up for those matches. Not really substantial on its own, but overall, it's like we're heading into Ultima Lucha, and I'll have more to say when we get to that point. Ring of Honor felt like a placeholder show where they're just kind of building things. They're kind of building more heat on the Kingdom. They're building more heat on Bully Ray, and they've firmly established a partnership between him and Silas Young at this point, which is good to see. The four-way tag team main event was fine, perfectly solid stuff, but it wasn't an overly remarkable episode. And this week's NXT was built around the double main event. I didn't like that neither match had a finish. We did get Bobby Fish returning, which was cool to see, even though he caused a DQ in the tag title match. And then Nikki and Bianca Belair, which should have had a finish, I would think, got thrown out because Aleister Black came back and he demanded that Nikki Cross tell him who attacked him because, Nikki knows she has a secret. So I thought that closing segment was great. I just wish we got finishes in the double main event that they hyped up and centered this episode around. But overall, solid episodes for the most part I saw this week. Taven versus Lethal final battle. That's what I would expect. Possibly in a ladder match with both belts on the line. Netflix canceled LU. That's a shame. I didn't even know that. I've been watching it on Amazon Prime anyway, so. Yeah, Alistair came back. It was pretty awesome. The ending of the show was actually pretty good. Do you think Black will go into an immediate feud with the attacker, or do you think they'll drag it out and then have the reveal? I guess we'll find out next week where they're going with it, but I would think that they would, since Alistair knows, or at least has a name, based on what Nikki told me, I would think they would go into it right away. That would be my expectation. But those were the shows I watched this week. We've got 2 shows to watch tonight instead of watching Sunday Night Football. We've got Clash of Champions 31 and Saturday Night's Main Event 32. This episode of Saturday Night's Main Event is special because it's the first one of the revival of Saturday Night's Main Event in 2006. The revival of Saturday Night's Main Event lasted from 06 to 08. It was WWE's attempt to kind of recapture the magic of old and bring Saturday Night's Main Event back. Didn't really work. I'll explain why as we watch these episodes, because I think some of these episodes we're going to get a Saturday Night's Main Event are probably, I think of the 5 episodes that they did for the revival, I think 3 of them rank up there as probably the worst episodes in the history of the show. NXT UK was really good. They had Tony Storm, which automatically makes it a 10 out of 10 show. Yeah, I'll probably get caught up on it after Lucha Underground season is over. We've got a few more weeks of Lucha Underground. And once that's done, I'll be able to watch NXT UK. How is Aleister Black anything like Taker? I don't see the comparison. It's the dark, spooky thing. Everybody compares dark, spooky people to Undertaker. I think that's what it is. But I think Aleister's different enough on his own to stand on its own and not necessarily be compared to Taker. But yeah, we're going to start with Clash of Champions 31, which is going to be fantastic because we're getting the Dungeon of Doom. Hip hip hooray. Actually, the thumbnail right here on the network, it shows Hogan and the Giant in the Dungeon of Doom set. So we're getting a Dungeon of Doom segment. Oh boy. Clash of Champions 31 features Vader taking on Ric Flair and Arn Anderson in a handicap match. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is Vader's final on-camera match for WCW, possibly his last show. I'm not sure which. Did you see Tegan Knox's injury and Triple H consoling her? I didn't see the injury. I saw a screenshot of Triple H consoling her. But I didn't see anything other than that. I haven't watched the Mae Young Classic at all. Sorry. Aleister versus Taker in his prime would have been cool. Yeah, it would have been. I got tickets to ROH Global Wars in Toronto next month. Super pumped for that. Yeah, enjoy that, man. That'll be cool. Patrick, do you like Doctor Who? No, I don't. I've never watched it. So I can't say I don't like it, but I've never watched it. Why did WWE sell the Giant? Watch 83 Weeks with Conrad Thompson and Eric Bischoff, and you'll get your answer. Yeah, everyone's been saying that the Mae Young Classic has been really good, but I just haven't had time to sit down and watch it. I guess I should watch it because the Evolution pay-per-view is happening next Sunday, so I should probably get caught up on that. I've been watching a lot of monster movies and stuff like that, getting ready for Halloween. That's been taking up a lot of my time, too. I actually finally watched Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2, which came highly recommended to me. I watched Paranorman, which also came highly recommended to me. And I watched Curse of Chucky, which was the first Child's Play sequel when they brought it back in 2013. And I got to say, I liked all those movies. I was like, all right, these Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2 typically don't like Sandler's work, but I thought both of those movies were cute, fun, animated films. It's nice to see somebody putting the classic monsters to good use. So that was all fun. I liked Paranorman had the feel of like a Monster Squad type of movie and was fun for that. And I thought Curse of Chucky, I thought was like a good return to basics type of like haunted house movie almost with Chucky. So I thought that was really good too. Am I watching Evolution? It'll be a game day decision. I'm not sure yet. Vader's last televised WCW match was September 9th. Okay, so not long after this. But I know he was close to wrapping up after this. I saw the new Halloween last night. I liked it. I haven't seen it yet, so. Hotel Transylvania sounds like a Halloween version of Hotel California. I think that might be the idea. What went wrong? Halloween Resurrection. Trick or treat, motherfucker. That's what went wrong, among other things. Did you hear about Fox wanting big changes for SmackDown when they enter the deal this time next year? I did hear that. Hopefully it leads to, because goddamn, the WWE formatting needs severe changes. So any input from anybody to kind of give it a different flavor to freshen it up, I'm all for it. You have to see Cult of Chucky. It's on my list. I'm going to try and watch it before Halloween. What went wrong with ECW, WCW in 2001? They went away. Are the Halloween movies worth watching? If so, which one would you recommend? I say the first one is absolutely must watch. It's so good, I wish they'd never made sequels to it. I think 2 is good, even if unnecessary. 3 is it's basically not a sequel at this point because they tried to transform the series into an anthology series where each entry would be its own Halloween story, which I wish that's what the series had become, but as is, I think it's a solid movie, but if you want Michael Myers, obviously skip it because it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. 4 is fine for the most part. I thought the little girl actually was a really good actress in it. It's mostly okay. 5 and 6 are terrible. Both versions of 6 are terrible, for those of you who are familiar with the history of Part 6 and what happened there. Halloween H2O is a solid return for the series, but then Resurrection might be the worst one, so they immediately followed it up with a piece of crap. And then the 2 Rob Zombie movies, skip them, don't even bother with them. And this new one, I don't know. I haven't watched it, but I've heard nothing but good things. Worst Child's Play movie, Child's Play 3 or Seed of Chucky? I think Seed of Chucky. Yeah, Child's Play 3 has its fun moments. Seed of Chucky is just, it's almost like they got high and did whatever the fuck they wanted. It has like no purpose other than just being just this weird, self-aware piece of shit. Do you prefer the Psycho novel or the movie? I've never read the novel. Did you hear Kevin Owens may be getting double knee surgery and might miss Mania? If I did hear that, and it sucks, unfortunately for him. What went right? The Shape. Great director, great creative to make that character work and to bring him to life. Also the music. The music helped a lot too. The WWE did Goldberg and the Road Warriors wrong. Well, they did give the Road Warriors a ventriloquist dummy, so yeah. Have you seen the NXT UK tag belts? They look great. Yeah, they do. I have seen them. They do look great. What are your top 3 Wes Craven films to watch at Halloween time? Probably Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, and The Hills Have Eyes. The original. Those are probably my 3 favorites that he did. I also really liked, because he came back for New Nightmare, and I think that's probably my favorite of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. Either that or Part 3, Dream Warriors. I read the novel recently. I think I actually prefer the movie. I'm not surprised. Chucky, was it Chucky, Ted, or Toy Story? Of those 3, I would probably pick Toy Story as my favorite movie of the bunch, but Chucky's pretty cool too. I do like violins. Violins are bad. We need more violins on television and less game shows. And gold star to whoever knows what I was just referencing there. Which is worse, Age in the Cage or the Mania 13 main event? I would say the Mania 13 main event because it was just a mess. I mean, it was just, Sean lost his smile and they just got pushed into creating the biggest show of the year and having this milquetoast, boring-ass main event. Piper Hogan was bad, but at least it was shorter. And I don't think it was like one of the worst matches I've ever seen. It was just a bad match between 2 old guys that shouldn't be working together in a cage match. But it wasn't like the most painful thing I've ever watched. Whereas Sid and Undertaker is, and I've said this before, I don't blame either guy. It was just both of them getting thrown into a horrible situation. Are you surprised the WWE hasn't debuted a ghost superstar where superstars pretend to wrestle someone? Don't give them ideas, man. Somebody will do it. Which was worse, the worst of WCW or the worst of TNA? Oh, God. They're kind of the same thing in a weird way. I guess you could say the worst of WCW because that ultimately killed the company. What do you think are some of the main problems horror movies face? Well, as you said, too many sequels can definitely kill a series and a character. I think that's what hurt Freddy Krueger, for example, doing too many sequels. Yeah, I think that's a big problem. And just finding something that connects with audiences and is actually scary. That can be very hard. And because a lot of audiences are getting dumber now, like if you don't do the jump scares and the startling effect, which isn't scary, it's just startling. There's a huge difference to me. If you don't do that, people say the movie sucked because they expect that shit now, and it's annoying. It's very annoying. It's like, dude, that's not scary. It's just startling. There's a huge difference. Norman Bates or Hannibal Lecter? I like Norman Bates more as a character. I think he's more fascinating. Despite great performance from Anthony Hopkins, but I do prefer Psycho over Silence of the Lambs. DDT has an invisible wrestler. Oh, God. Seriously? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started with Clash of the Champions 31. All right, so like I said, we've got Vader taking on Ric Flair and Arn Anderson in a handicap match. We're going to get Hulk Hogan visiting the Dungeon of Doom. So this is going to be fun. And we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. What went right? Toy Story. Great voice acting, great animation, great story. Great characters, too.
Colonel Parker has been scouring the globe and he's found Kurosawa. Can he and Mighty Bean defeat Road Warrior Hawk and the Stinger? Alex Wright will go head-to-head with Diamond Dallas. Bob Orndorff says he deserves a...
Vince and Shane teamed up to face God and Michaels. In fact, Jesus Christ. Sullivan, my son! God damn it! And they just showed another clip of her. I'll say this, like, Harlem Heat Sherry, that is the hottest that Sherry ever was. Once again enter the Dungeon of Doom. He's already been there before, guys. He's going back. WrestleMania has 33 sequels. Yeah, it sure does.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the WCW.
Oh, we're starting off with Michael Buffer?
Let's begin with a very special WCW Tag Team match. Introducing first, coming to the ring in the company of their world-famous manager, Colonel Parker.
There are no Hulkamaniacs here! What did you think of the segment on Raw when Hogan ran down Rock in the ambulance? I thought it was okay. I thought the ambulance was a bit over the top because to me it's like, dude, you hit him in the back of the head with a hammer. I think we're done. You don't need to do that. Because here's the thing. Rock's going to be back in an amount of time that, you know, to me it's like, dude, he should be gone for like 6 months and he's going to be back in like 3 weeks. So to me it's like, it was so over the top that it kind of killed like my suspension of disbelief if he comes back in any shorter of time. Any amount of time that's less than 6 months, I'm not going to buy it. Where would Sherry rank in your list of all-time great managers? For me personally, she's top 7. I mean, you know, you look at the all-time greats, which would be Heenan, Cornette, Heyman, like Jimmy Hart would be up there. You know, I think Sherry's right up there in that same class. I'll say this, she's the greatest valet. Female manager, I think she's number 1. This is a unique pairing. We're getting Road Warrior Hawk and Sting. The man called Sting! How would you book right Randy Savage's last match? Honestly, I feel like WrestleMania 7 probably should have been his last match because you couldn't write it any better than that. What would it be like if Lucha Underground did the Dungeon of Doom? Probably similar to what you see with the Reptile Tribe or the Rabbit Tribe. right now, what you're seeing in season 4. It'd probably be similar to that and much better because of it. How would you keep Lex Luger's momentum in 97 after losing the WCW title? I would have had him feud with somebody in the NWO and ultimately get the win over him to kind of like put him back into the top echelon. Hashtag team face paint. Yeah, basically. Sherry over Miss Elizabeth for pure talent. Yeah. Because Miss Elizabeth never, you know, she couldn't bump or do anything like that or cut promos. Sherry could do all those things. With female managers, it's Sherry, Liz, and not many others. Yeah. Maybe Nancy Sullivan. She had her moments. Better heel, HBK in 97 or Big Boss Man in 99? HBK in 97 because while Boss Man was a great heat getter, for how much of an asshole he was, like as a worker, he had diminished significantly. So you couldn't get a great match out of him. Unlike Shawn Michaels, he was a great heat getter, but you could also get great matches out of him. So it was best of both worlds. Best of both worlds. Would you have had Stone Cold face Hogan at WrestleMania 18? No, I probably would have done it at 19. Because to me, like, Austin was damaged at that point, and Rock was the more interesting talent to go with. So I was fine with Rock Hogan happening at 18. I'm putting Schwarzenegger in WWE 2K19. Awesome. Francine's up there, sure. Yeah, Francine, absolutely. Tammy Sitch, Sonny. Okay, we've got Hawk in the ring with Kurosawa. Headbutt to the midsection.
That doesn't matter to Hawk. He's used to fighting in alleys.
What's worse, arrests on WWE TV or superstars beating up security guards? I don't know. I have the Shape and Jason Voorhees in Fire Pro Wrestling World. I'll do that match on Halloween. That's a perfect match to do for Halloween. I wish WCW had thought of it for Halloween Havoc. Ooh, Kurosawa's chopping the shit out of Sting right now. Sting goes out of the way. Now Sting chopping away. What would you say is the best year of Undertaker's career? Probably like 97 to 98, somewhere in that range. Because that's when he was at his best as both a character, it was at his best as a character, and he had some of my favorite feuds that he ever had, like the feud with Kane. And, you know, he was still working with Mankind at that point. He was still working with Shawn, and they did amazing stuff together. So somewhere in, like, let's say like summer 97 to summer 98 would be the best year of his career. Can we get Alexa as a guest host for the upcoming Evolution pay-per-view? No. I won't permit it. Now we got Road Warrior Hawk in there with Haku, Ming. I wouldn't want to fuck with either one of these guys.
Maybe on the face of this earth.
What would you say are some of the biggest character changes in wrestling? Well, when Austin turned heel in 01 and he became like a pussy, I mean, that was a pretty drastic change that nobody wanted. Hollywood Hogan from Hulk Hogan was another drastic change, but that one was good. God, Hawk didn't go down from a Ming clothesline.
Concentrate on Hawk. Don't worry about Stinger. That's right. That's what he's got to do.
Hashtag we want Alexa. Well, you can't have her. I want to see the Shape, the Joker, Scarecrow, and Freddy all sitting having a business meeting. That'd be interesting. That sounds like an SNL skit.
Just a vicious man.
Ming versus Road Warrior Hawk brawl for all. Oh, Jesus. Ooh! Just dropped Hawk outside like a sack of potatoes. Kurosawa did.
And don't forget, there's two men there well over 270 pounds, both colliding on the mat while on the floor.
WWE de-evolution as they are relying on the past. I mean, that's a fair point. What went wrong? Sin Cara Mystico. He botched all the time. And people started making fun of him. Ming would win brawl for all hands down. Well, you say that, but it's like, dude, in a shoot fight, anything can happen. Christmas Creature to Isaac Yankem to Fake Diesel to Kane to the mayor from Action League Now. Wow, that's a dated reference. Who remembers Kablam? I do, but I was like, dude, it's like, that's not one of the Nicktoons that gets brought up a lot as like a popular one. What do you think of people calling Ember Moon fat? I've never heard anybody call her fat. Is that a thing they're saying? Is she fat? I haven't seen her in months, so I have not watched Ember Moon in forever, so she might be fat. I don't know.
There's a lot more to come.
Especially if the shoot fight has boxing gloves. Yeah, exactly. Action League Now is the best part of Kablam. Absolutely. That and Prometheus and Bob. I remember really liking Prometheus and Bob.
I don't think Parker's ready for this man, Huck. I don't think they realize they have this much trouble with him. It's hard to keep him down.
Here comes Kurosawa with those.
All right, body slam by Hawk on Kurosawa. Oh, Hawk's going to fly. But he doesn't have Animal to pick him up for the Doomsday Device. Top rope splash from Hawk. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, he's not smart enough to know how to win him, man. He just wants to...
She's thick, not fat. Okay. Power bomb by Hawk. Here comes Sting with a flying clothesline.
Yeah, but Ming's not the legal man. Neither is Sting.
Well, they're on their knees on the right. There you see them, Hawk.
Big back body drop by Sting, and it's a free-for-all. The referee's got to get Ming and Sting out of there. What are Hawk and Sting doing?
All four still going at it, as you can see.
Oh, a jumping DDT by Sting.
This has turned into a battle royal.
Sting called for a clothesline from Hawk, and he got it.
And Stinger Splash.
Stinger splash.
I feel like the referee should have disqualified somebody by now.
What's gonna be-
Bulldog by Sting. Well,
Come on, Nick Patrick, do your job. Those other two out of there.
This has broken down, fans.
see, Bobby Heenan's on my side. We're great minds think alike.
Meanwhile,
Either get him out of there or disqualify them. One or the other.
with a double clothesline.
Double clothesline by the faces.
Up top.
Oh, this don't look good.
Ember Moon has been ruined. She's booked to be as relevant as a Walkman. Ouch.
Hawk from the top. Collared it.
I was...
And
All right, Sting and Hawk win it. That was an okay match, but it turned into a free-for-all there at the end. I was listening to a Solo Master podcast from 2007. He said that Raw at that time had an over-reliance on nostalgia and comedy. Not much has changed in 11 years. Jesus.
back on the arm. Did you see him?
I find Ember Moon to be extremely gorgeous. I dig her look.
Way back. And he may have
Yeah, I thought she was hot last time I saw her.
He tore his arm off his body.
Uh-oh. The heels got some revenge. They just injured Hawk's arm.
to come out and check.
What's the best DDT you've ever seen? I mean, in my heart, I always liked the way Jake Roberts did it.
And Hawk is in serious trouble.
I don't mind referencing Scott Steiner.
Here at WCW, this is no daycare center.
Sting is like a mix of Hogan, Savage, and Road Warriors, but also able to do monkey flips and Hurricane Ranas. I thought he was kind of like a mix of Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. That was my assumption as a kid. Oh, yeah, where RVD would, like, stand on his head after taking the DDT. Yeah, that was sick.
You hear that pop? That snap?
Hawk's hurt.
On the side of that arm being pulled back in a very unnatural position. All right, I think it's into Hawk in the ring here on the Clash of the Champions, and hopefully he'll get some other medical attention. I see some other officials going towards the ring right now. Brain, what a way to start off our Clash of the Champions. Hi, everybody. Tony Schiavone and the Brain back with you here at the Clash of the Champions
All right.
for the next, hour and 45 minutes or so. The best in world
What went wrong? DX versus McMahon's feud. It went too goddamn long. Gee, by the time they got to the Hell in a Cell match, I was like, please, can this be over now, please? For the love of God.
Came out with the war paint on. He had declared war against the Dungeon of Doom, and he survived that encounter. However, he still must go into the Dungeon of Doom as well. But that was a great match.
Well, he's got Savage watching his back now. He's got the Stinger watching his back. Who's going to watch your front, Hogan? You're in some deep, deep
Well, no, you're right.
He was going to say shit.
Yes, he has.
Heenan was going to say deep shit. He had to stop himself.
And of course, it all happened not too long ago when the Giant came down and choked Hulk Hogan down.
Got my tickets for the final Raw of 2018. It's going to be a tape show. Well, hopefully it's a good show, dude. I would hate. I mean, it's funny. SmackDown 1000 was in DC, and I was like, nah, I don't need to go. I'm fine. Up here comes the Shark, the Zodiac, Kamala, Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster, who, by the way, I've never realized this before, but the Taskmaster kind of looks like he's dressed like Ming the Merciless from the Flash Gordon movie. Like, that's kind of what they're going for. Yeah, this is in preparation for War Games. We got Hogan, Sting, Savage. With SmackDown 1000 just passing, what are some of your favorite ever SmackDown moments? The first episode where Shawn Michaels super kicked The Rock is one of my favorites. The JBL title reign stands out to me. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I like the JBL title reign. A lot of the stuff with Edge was really good. A lot of stuff with Eddie was really good. Have you watched any of Daredevil Season 3 yet? No, I haven't. Why does the Shape never talk? Because he doesn't need to.
Stay with us here on TBS. Snap.
Yeah, it's amazing that RVD didn't have neck problems the way he would sell that.
All right, folks, we are live from Daytona Beach, the Clash of the Champions here on TBS.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Evolution turns out. What went wrong? Batman v Superman. They spent more time hyping up future movies than they did telling the story that they needed to tell to make the feud between Batman and Superman actually work. You know what? I like Colonel Parker. I don't care. This guy's great. The Rock show, the Undertaker show, or the house show that AJ Styles built? Which is it? I mean, I'm tempted to say it was the Rock show because he was the one. I mean, he's really in the early years, he was kind of the personality of the show. What went wrong? Superman Returns. It was boring as hell. Would you ever review the Die Hard movies? I refuse to watch the fifth one because I know it's a piece of shit and I don't want to subject myself to it, but maybe at some point I'll review 1 through 4. I'm still trying to get over Batman shooting people. Jesus. I was sitting next to my two friends, and both of them are Batman fans, and I had one on my right going, why is Batman murdering people? And the other one just going, it's like, Zack Snyder's a sadist. What is going on? So it was a fun theater experience, if nothing else. Yeah, I liked 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Die Hard. I liked the first 4. And I just choose to ignore that 5 ever happened.
I should point out, just for the record, at the Heart of Heat and Sister Sherry defeat you and your man, they're going to get a shot at the tag team titles. Thank you very much. Right now, let's get to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall. Introducing first.
Apparently, Snyder said that you're supposed to pretend that he's not killing people. Okay, I'm just supposed to not believe what I'm seeing on screen. Oh, my God. There she is. Oh, the Diamond Doll. Kimberly Page. Oh, you. Oh, my God. You are nice. Lovely. Lovely is the best word I can use to describe her. Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? I prefer watching Aaron Rodgers play, if that means anything. Did you ever tell him to shut up and trying to watch the movie? No, I had given up on the movie at that point. I was like, dude, let's just rip this thing because that's the only way any of us are going to enjoy it.
Oh, he's got a lot of that money left. He's invested it wisely. And there's rumors that she inherited the money.
Oh, the Rock Big Show bit? We are now seeing 13-year-old Patrick.
They don't like that.
Kimberly Page, Roll Tide. Oh, she was Roll Tide, all right. Woo! I'm getting the vapors. She's giving me the vapors. Das Wunderkind. Alex Wright. Fuck you, Alex Wright. See, again, he's one of those guys, not a bad worker. It's just, you look at him and you just hate him. It's like, fuck you, you dancing asshole.
It's the first time on a Clash of the Champions that he'll square off against Diamond Dallas.
What would you say are the tensest endings you've ever seen? Die Hard, Terminator 2 especially. Alien 1 and 2, Back to the Future even, where the original Back to the Future did such an amazing job of making every little thing count and establishing the rules that every little thing that goes wrong when they're trying to get the DeLorean back to 1985 is just awesome. It's super, super tense. Das Wunderpunk.
Diamond Dallas so confident. Of course, you know, he has a right to be.
I remember watching Sausage Party, and when all the animations were having sex with each other, the whole theater was like, what the fuck? With what the fuck faces. I never saw Sausage Party, but people told me it was good. Paige better go over in this fucking match or I'll lose my shit. Roll up on Paige, but Paige is like, no way. I'm not losing to the fucking Wonder Punk. Does Godzilla sitting on the edge of battle, being how it is, make Planet of Monsters worse for you? Yes, but we'll see how the third one goes. I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, Planet Eater at least looks like, well, at least Ghidorah's in this movie. I mean, there's no way they can really cheat that. How do you make a title prestigious? You have a deep roster with plenty of competition, a rankings. Oh, don't yell at Kim. She's hot. You don't yell at her. Oh.
13 million reasons. They all look like presidents.
But anyway, make a title prestigious. You got to have a deep roster with plenty of competition to make it seem like a lot of guys are vying for the championships, with the ranking system to determine who's worthy of fighting for that championship. Long title reigns certainly help with that. Great storylines with the champion's journey. The face getting to the title, or the monster heel destroying everybody to get to the title. Those type of things help to make a title prestigious. So all sorts of factors go into it. Why doesn't the sun melt Superman's home planet? I have absolutely no idea. I'm not a scientist. Are we sure it's Ghidorah and not the Dorats from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah 91? They made it look like it was Ghidorah, so. You don't have two versions of a belt? That also helps. Unless it's like an Intercontinental title 94 situation where Shawn is like, I'm the true champion because I never got beat, and you have that controversy there. So you have something to play with. Yeah, let's not do the same match 400 million times in a row. That would be nice. How many New York Giants jerseys do you have? Just one. My Michael Strahan jersey. It's the only one I have. Why was Warrior fired in 92? I believe because of a steroid violation. They were really starting to crack down on it at that time, and I think he got caught. That's my understanding anyway.
Right across the street from the ocean. And across the street from nothing. Hurricane Aaron, of course, missed Daytona Beach.
Oh, look at Paige.
Doesn't look like it.
Leapfrog by Alex Wright. Crossbody by Alex Wright. 1, 2, no.
Alex Wright is phenomenal.
Oh, did he get him good?
Yes. Oh, buddy.
You know what? If Saquon Barkley keeps playing the way he does, I might have to get a Saquon Barkley jersey because I love that kid.
For the youngster from Nuremberg, the better it is to his liking, the better he has an advantage.
Well, he's in great shape.
Yeah, Paige is in control now. Fuck the Wonder Punk. Piece of shit. Where would you rank Katrina on the list of managers, both female and all together? Ooh, I mean, she's the best one in Lucha Underground, or at least she was until they killed her off. Where would I put her? I'd probably top 15 somewhere. She'd be in the top 15 at least. Have you heard that Austin Aries will play a Brian Pillman loose cannon-esque role on Impact soon? I've not heard that, no. Yes, Kimberly Page is a 10, especially in 95. Oh, swinging net breaker. One, two, no. Diamond Dallas Page sporting Bret Hart colors right now, black and pink. What went right? Mr. T's Hall of Fame speech. It was hilarious. I enjoyed it. The best part about that is that he showed absolutely no signs of stopping. That was the best part. Yeah, she was Kimberly Page, man. She was one of my big crushes back in the day.
Illegal moves, choke holds using the ropes. Into the ropes it goes. Great block. The youngster trying to
backslide. Alex Wright gets the backslide. 1, 2, no. Page is like, fuck you, no way. Come on, Paige, diamond cutter that bitch, and let's go home.
And right now, Paige rebounding from that near fall as he is lowering the boom again in the corner.
You can't give the Wonder Nerd a minute.
The Wonder Nerd? Oh, Paige, go shoulder first into the ring post. Oh, and he missed a kick. Flew right on his head.
That brought a response from the Diamond Doll as well.
Sure, it's a meal ticket.
Oh.
The youngster fighting now.
Alex Wright.
You got to keep him grounded. Don't let him get to his feet. If he gets to his feet, he'll get to the top rope. Believe me.
Oh.
An elbow found it smart. Alex Wright, content with wrestling. DDP here has now gone a little bit.
Oh, jumping.
Spin wheel kick. It was on
Yep.
target.
Spin wheel kick.
But DDP got back
What do we
up.
got? Come on, Paige. Jumping knee from Alex Wright.
And a cover. 1, 2. He did not get it.
That was close. Now he's going upstairs. Diamond, take your time. Sucker him in. Make him make a mistake.
He did not.
No,
Do you think WCW got the idea of the Nitro Girls from ECW doing the kimono? Oh, Paige kicked out. Almost 3. Do you think that WCW got the idea of the Nitro Girls from ECW doing the kimono stuff in the 90s? I don't think so. I think that was Kimberly Page's idea, wasn't it?
Alex Wright.
To do the Nitro Girls.
He's a little frustrated here as well because he's hitting with some punches. Whoa. Head first, top.
Hard to believe someone had to actually tell DDP that his real-life wife was hotter than all the weekly models. Yeah. Well, you know, if you're living with her, you don't always realize, yeah, my wife is the hottest girl around, isn't she? So wonder why I'm not married. If I can recommend you some music, Patrick, listen to Stone Broken, a rock band from the UK who came out just last year. They are a really good band. What genre? German suplex on Paige, but Paige kicks out again. Why didn't Sting just kick it out of the leg drop at Starrcade 97? Because it was supposed to be a fast count and, you know. Oh, Alex Wright went high flying and missed. Now Paige is going to finish him off.
To his right. And he would have done that a year or 2 ago, but he's doing it now. The man is
1, 2, 3. Paige wins it. That was actually a better match than I expected. I mean, it's fucking Paige, so I should have known better. I know there will always be a debate amongst fans, but what, in your opinion, makes a great pro wrestler? Being able to connect with the audience and not hurting people. Those are the 2 big things. If you can connect it with the audience, then you're doing something right.
always in control. Face first on that top turnbuckle. Championship committee.
Cowboys cheerleaders, yeah, that was probably also an inspiration for it.
That man Diamond
Laker girls, yeah.
the superstar in this sport.
Have you ever read Bobby Heenan's book? No, I haven't.
A lot of people think the Wonder Nerd is too, but you don't do
Sting should have realized the count was at a normal pace and just kicked out. Oh, he didn't want to break the script, I guess. What went right? DDP. A lot of hard work and talent. Hard Rock. Okay, I'm good with Hard Rock. The Nature Boy and the Enforcer. What are they going to tell us? The Nature Boy. Woo! Did you laugh when Kurt Angle dressed as a luchador and did a German suplex and Corey said, I thought he was Mexican? I don't even remember that. Did that happen recently?
As you saw last night, I told the wrestling world.
Why can't some fans see the difference between mic skills and charisma? I don't know. That's a good question. They are different. You can be charismatic as hell and not be able to talk worth a lick. Okay, better. Okay, I'll be sure to look that up soon. What went right? Ric Flair's promos. Probably, energy, creativity, and probably some drugs. Drugs may have had something to do with it. It happened a few weeks ago on Raw when Angle qualified for the World Cup. Okay. That's what I get for not keeping up on Raw. I miss gems like that, like Kurt Angle playing a Mexican. The studio wanted Charlton Heston to play a Mexican. Again, points if you know what I'm referencing. By the way, the World Cup is nothing but Americans, of course. Well, Rey Mysterio's from Mexico, right?
Precedent could be changed, Rick. They say the Nature Boy gets carried away. They say sometimes I run my mouth. Well, Vader, listen up. This is the Clash of Champions. You're walking that aisle tonight.
Undertaker was never that good of a promo, but arguably the best character ever. I think that's fair. Yeah. I mean that winner he cut on SmackDown this week. I mean, Jesus. One sentence, then he left. Ray was born in San Diego. Well, never mind.
Come on, big man. I'm begging you. Lay a hand on me. You kill.
Ric Flair, lay a hand on me. He killed you. It's like missing some syllables there in your sentence, Rick, but I love the enthusiasm.
452 pounds of Big Van Vader. The main event here on the Clash of Champions.
Tropic Thunder. No, I was not referencing Tropic Thunder. I was referencing Ed Wood. The scene where Ed Wood talks to Orson Welles. I was hoping Taker's 3 words for DX will be, I will retire. Yeah, that would have been nice. Paul Orndorff, he was still here in 95. Wow, that's amazing. This late into 95, too. Tropic Thunder is a good movie. I enjoyed it. Remember when we all thought Taker retired? I remember. Yeah, I was happy. I think we were all happy. Maybe not. I don't know. A lot of people are like, no, Undertaker should be around forever. And ever and ever and ever. And he's just as good as he ever was. Blah. Even though Taker wore the mask in 96 to an eye injury, do you think he should have worn it more post-injury? It looked awesome. No, I think it was just they wore it for a protective measure for his injury, and it was something that looked cool. But after a while, it's like, you want to see Taker's face. Oh God, Paul Orndorff is wrestling the Renegade, guys. Judge Dredd. Oh my God, that movie. The law. The law. Oh, now Randy Savage is trying to hypnotize me.
Attention citizens, be on the lookout for Judge Dredd new machine and all the Judge Dredd action figures. There's a battle for justice in every action pack.
Why are we getting a Judge Dredd commercial right in the middle of Clash of Champions? Oh my God, that movie. If you haven't seen, you want to see something cheesy as fuck, go see Judge Dredd, the Stallone version. And then watch the remake that they made with Carl Urban. That movie's amazing. Orndorff was around until December. Jeez. Who played Shark Boy in TNA? Shark Boy. I don't know the dude's name, but as far as I know, he was always Shark Boy. He didn't really do anything other than that. Is Edge is one of the most uplifting entrances in history? It's one of the. I mean, which one? Like his older days one where he'd come in through the crowd?
He knows what he's doing in there.
I'm love.
Send him in. Picked him up.
Power slam by the Renegade.
And Orndorff smartly rolled.
Okay, here's a comment. He's a shitty Ultimate Warrior. Let that sink in.
He's got to get himself prepared for this match.
This is one of like the worst ideas WCW ever had. Hey, we'll make our own shitty version of the Ultimate Warrior. It'll be great.
Orndorff, who claimed, and rightfully so, that he deserved a return match. Here he comes again. Big Sailor.
Back suplex by Orndorff.
He can get that snap, that belly to back.
At Slim Jim's Bash of the Beach in Huntington, here's a cover. Hold on. 1, 2. In Huntington Beach, California, fans, it was obvious that Mr. Wonderful's right shoulder was up. The referee did not see that, and that was Nick Patrick at that time. And
A lot of things Nick Patrick
How much do you think Tony Chimmel gets paid to say the rated R superstar Edge? I don't know, but it's not enough.
Orndorff said, "I deserve a title shot."
Call me crazy, but I found Festus's shtick entertaining. Somebody had to, I guess. I Am the Law is a great Anthrax song. I love that band.
is a veteran. He knows exactly what to do. He's not going to be putting that compromise
Was it as bad as Fake Diesel and Fake Razor? You know what?
for a guy like Nick Patrick.
I'm tempted to say Fake Diesel and Fake Razor were worse, but at least Fake Razor and Fake Diesel never won a belt. I mean, he's the TV champion here. It's like they actually put a belt on the Renegade. That's crazy.
Look at that. He takes charge here, and warning Paul Orndorff.
You can't count for more than 2.
The smoking shit. Oh, that entrance? Yeah, that was a pretty cool entrance.
Left hand.
Edge's better theme, Rob Zombie or Alter Bridge. I think the Alter Bridge theme worked better for him.
Head first. Goes the Renegade, and Orndorff down.
Didn't WWE do that with Goldberg, having a fake knockoff with Gilbert? That was played for laughs, though.
They get back to the match here.
Mr. Wonderful keeps himself in tip-top shape. I mean, all the time.
God, oh my God, the Renegade can't even sell clotheslines right. He just looks so incompetent in there.
The force of that clothesline, it didn't knock him down. It brought him down. He crumpled. Then Renegade for the force of that clothesline.
You see, Paul can't worry about the humanoids and Jimmy Hart and the likes of them calling him Paul. He's got to beat this man.
With the ropes, Renegade hit on his feet.
Rumor has it that Fake Diesel is a mayor now. Well, if Blutarski can become a senator, I mean, you know, anything is possible. Superman punch. That's become like the Superman punch has become Roman Reigns' version of like the Young Bucks super kick, where he'll just spam the hell out of it in a match to where it just means so little.
Anyone who's known Jimmy Hart as well as I have, and you have, knows that he can really motivate a person.
I used to do business with Jimmy Hart years ago. He turned his back on me. He won't even talk to me. No, he's a Hulkamaniac. He's the manager of Hulk Hogan and the Renegade. He's a big deal now. Not to me, no big deal.
I also love that the Renegade's face paint and the R that's on his face, it's painted red and yellow to show the ties to Hulk Hogan. Why Hulk Hogan would want to be attached to this is anyone's guess.
But he's got to get him in that ring. Don't let the man get outside and let him get ahead of speed. See? Paul's wasting time talking.
Other than going out of business, what's one? Oh, a flying cross body. Look at that move. And the the Renegade just won.
The Renegade pending. I'd like to get another look at this. Maybe
One thing I gotta change about WCW though, the booking, because that needed a lot of work, especially towards the end. Gilbert, they did put a belt on Gilbert, yeah, the light heavyweight title.
I hope you get a look at that.
What did you think of Christian's jealous crybaby gimmick from 01 and 02? I thought it was great. It was funny for a while, but like a lot of their comedy gimmicks, it got old after a while.
1, 2, yes, the shoulder was up a fraction of an inch. I can see
You're just plain old Rick.
The Renegade, he is still the television champion. You hear me?
What went wrong? The Renegade. Everything.
Do you hear me? I hear you. I'm not paying attention to you. Let's go to Mean Gene Okerlund.
Nor me.
You know,
Sasha, buddy, I feel sorry for you having to put up with Bobby the Brain Heenan, but we all do from time to time. And you know something, Big Van Vader? I feel sorry for Ric Flair and Arn Anderson because I think these two men are way overconfident in this handicap match tonight.
Flair! It all comes down to one thing, doesn't it, my friend? If that gator mouth can back up that canary hind end you got. Arn Anderson, Ric Flair.
I kind of want to see Reigns come out and spear like 30 guys at once, like Austin did when he saved Team WWF.
No mistake about it.
I remember that segment. That was a cool segment. Change about WCW, all the mergers. Yeah.
More importantly, my friend, that's right.
What went right? Mean Gene. He's just a natural. Look at him. He was born to do this. What went wrong? Jim Cornette. He burned all his bridges. If Reigns was actually over, that segment might work. Yeah, that's the problem. If he went out there and speared 30 people, people would boo because they don't like him. So.
Like I said, it's never been done before. We attempt to make history tonight. There is no fear to win. There is no fear to lose. Flair, you said, I won't get my hands on you. I guarantee you, my friend, win, lose, or draw.
What went wrong? Vince Russo. WCW let the dog off its leash. And we all saw what happened.
North Carolina will not be enough, brother.
I've seen a video titled Jim Cornette Shoots on the Universe. I kind of want to see that.
All my ladies and gentlemen, 452 pounds, a man that has held virtually every title in this country and abroad, Big Van Vader facing Arn Anderson and the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Stay tuned, we're going to be back with more of the Clash of the Champions live from Daytona Beach.
Thank you, Mean Gene. See, now he made me want to watch more Clash of the Champions, even though I just sat through a fucking Renegade match.
Gene Duggan back here on TBS on a big Sunday night, the Clash of the Champions live from Daytona Beach. There is more action here tonight at the Ocean Center than there was over at the beach earlier this afternoon. I got to tell you something, folks.
Imagine Jim Cornette as president. Oh, God damn it. That would be... I mean, they think Trump is unhinged. I mean, Jesus Christ.
On how you can win. Yes, you can win by entering. It's very simple. We'll enlighten you a little bit later on. A brand spanking new Harley Davidson. If I recall, I think this is the Softail. I mean, this is really the whole 9 yards. It's a great one.
Do you think Young Bucks are overrated due to their matches being very samey? That was a criticism I had of them for a long time. I think they've gotten better at that. They do get repetitive from time to time, but they are capable of having really good matches. Did you watch SmackDown 1000? Yes, I did. I made a video reviewing it. What did you think of Edge and Becky? That whole segment, again, it's like they keep trying to push Becky as a heel, and the fans are just cheering her anyway. So it feels like the whole dynamic is thrown off.
WCW's most dangerous man engaged in wrestling's most infamous match.
War Games. Yeah, Hogan's team versus the Dungeon of Doom. That was one of the worst War Games matches, if I recall. Vince Russo, bro. Jim Cornette's first executive order would be to have the Elite tortured and... Yep. Jim Cornette's inauguration speech would be legendary. Yes, it would. Charlotte Reigns. I mean... Yeah.
I'm very curious tonight what Colonel Parker is full of.
Bullshit.
Colonel Parker is full of jubilation, and there's rejoicing at the ranch. He has taken broadcast spot.
People don't hate Charlotte. They just like Becky more. Yeah, and if they don't turn out of this feud, it's going to stick. And it's kind of like when the Usos were paired with Roman Reigns. Nobody disliked the Usos until they paired him with Roman Reigns, and then the fans started booing the Usos. And it was like, they just got the stink of Roman Reigns on them. And fortunately, they were able to fix it, but it's still kind of like you don't want them. You want to, like, at least get Charlotte away from her and see if you can make it work. Oh, Oh, Sherry just punched the shit out of Parker after he forced himself on her. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with Sherry. She's a tough chick. The fans turn on everyone. Fans have started turning on AJ Styles. Jesus, seriously? I mean, he's been champion for, like, forever, so. He'd probably get Russo hanged. Probably. They were able to fix the Usos by turning them heel. What a novel concept. Yeah. Do you think WWE feels the need to push certain wrestlers due to bloodline, prime examples being Charlotte and Reigns? I think that's like, it puts a spotlight on them and makes the WWE want to make something of them.
And the lady will settle the score tonight, right here on the Clash of the Champions.
I've always liked the Usos, but they're way better as heels. I agree. They are better as heels. Nakamura should have beaten AJ. I disagree with that. I didn't think Nakamura was getting over. Joe should have beaten AJ. I mean, Joe was more over than Nakamura, but I just don't like. I'm not as big a fan of Joe in 2018 as I was like a decade ago. AJ has been champion too long. Well, you know, I guess maybe they'll have Daniel Bryan beat him. I don't know. But I don't think Daniel Bryan's as good as he was. I think creative is a part of that, but I don't think Bryan's as hot as he was back in the day. Bunkhouse Bug, Dirty Dick. Oh, by the way, Dirty Dick Slater just passed away a few days ago, didn't he? Sorry to hear about that. That was some news I got the other day I wasn't too thrilled with. So thoughts and wishes obviously go to Dick Slater, his friends and family. But you never saw David Sammartino being pushed because of his dad. Actually, I think he got a spot on the roster and a spot on WrestleMania because Vince wanted Bruno to wrestle more. So he was trying to like, hey, I'll help out your son if you work a match or whatever. John Christophic. Hi, Patrick. Hi. Hello to you too, sir. God, like Harlem Heat Sherry, man. Like, that's the hottest she ever was. The Rock's daughter is now training at the PC. She'll be champion by her third match. Probably. Nakamura wasn't getting over because WWE didn't care for him and didn't try. Feels like that. Mahal should have beaten AJ. No, thank you. I lived through Mahal. I'm fine with not having to go through that again. David Flair. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, it's like they get a spotlight put on them, these second and third generation people, and then they have to overcome their dad or their mother or whatever. They have to overcome the previous generation's reputation, which is very hard to do. Which was worse, Jinder's title reign or Diesel's? Probably Jinder's. Jinder's was pretty bad. I mean, Diesel at least had really good matches with Bret Hart, at least. Larry Z was his true replacement until the turn. One of my favorite heel turns of all time, by the way. Okay, so this match, we're getting Harlem Heat and Sherry versus Bunkhouse Buck, Dirty Dick Slater, and Colonel Robert Parker. 6-person tag.
Forget it. Then you'll find out a little bit later on how to win. That Harley Davidson, courtesy of World.
All right, I'm just going to get some water. I'll be right back.
They have to restrain Sherry. She wants in there, and she wants in there right now. Look at this. Can you get it with a sidecar? Oh. Well, first of all, you're an employee of WCW. You can't get it, okay? But I have an elderly uncle who put it like that. I'm sure. Both members of Harlem Heat physically taking Sherry and keeping her back in the corner. Oh, they're not going to keep her back.
And they're back.
I tell you now, you fans have been following this sport for years knows that she started out as a professional wrestler, ladies wrestler. She was a champion.
David Flair was actually good despite he never wanted it. The funny thing was he was actually good despite no training or real passion for it. I wouldn't say David Flair was good. There was some good like character work with him. Like some of his promos were solid, but he was clear that he was getting pushed because of Daddy, and he didn't really want to do it. So, and when they put him on TV, he was green as goose shit. Had no business being on TV.
She's no match for Bunkhouse. You're right. And I don't think she's.
Where's some famous male second or third generation wrestlers with famous female mother or grandmothers? It's a good question. I can't think of any off the top of my head. Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, or Jeopardy? Actually, Family Feud was my least favorite of the three. I remember back as a kid, like Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune, I used to watch constantly. Have you read Daniel Bryan's book? No, I haven't. Does he tell us we should all be vegan? Eric Watts had more experience than David Flair. That is saying a ton. Double Dare or Legends of the Hidden Temple? I like Legends of the Hidden Temple because it was like athletics plus educational. So it was good in a lot of different ways. And, you know, the like a lot of the legends and myths that they would use throughout the episode, that was also cool. Well, I could never go vegan. Chicken is such a big part of my diet now. Like, I could never go vegan. Chicken and fish, man, all the way.
Looks like the arm was shot.
Hopefully we'll have an update for you this coming Saturday this weekend.
Start out with the pro.
Do you think WWE should go down the unexpected shock path more? Yeah, but it has to make sense. You can't just do things like the gender title reign. You just can't do it out of nowhere and expect us to go along with it. You've got to do it in a way that makes us want to come back to see more. And that's, you know, oh, nice drop kick from Booker. Favorite Hidden Temple, Legends of the Hidden Temple theme? There's a shot from Sherry on Bunkhouse Buck. My favorite team, I like the Green Monkeys because my favorite color was green and I love monkeys. Green Monkeys. Is Colonel Parker a distant relative of Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker? Sure, why not? Yeah, NXT does a really good job of making everything seem like it matters.
But you can't get cute with Slater and Buck. You gotta go to the basics.
Stevie Ray in there with Slater.
There's the only way out of it. You gotta fight him. Don't get cutesy with any breakdancing here.
Dick Slater, it looks like he's trimmed down a bit.
The ropes elbow, put the big guy on one knee. Slater, as tough as they combo hit, buddy.
Still almost as tall as Slater on one knee.
I think Slater got a little bit.
Stevie Ray with a kick on Slater.
Stand up, reverse kick that time.
Uh-oh.
And Sherry gets a shot in on Dick Slater. Are Colonel Parker and Tennessee Lee twins? I think so. It's the only explanation for why they look and sound so much alike. Let's see you do a drop kick on Cam. No. Who would you like to see Harlem Heat of the late 90s face today? The Usos. I think they'd be, you know, kind of that like similar like roughneck street style of ooh. Booker T went for like his jumping like sidekick thing and he like jumped over Dick Slater. And now they're advertising Harley Davidsons. I want to get a Harley Davidson, guys. I wonder if there was a winner to that contest.
We are back live here at the Clash of the
Harlem Heat battle Demolition. That would be cool. Harlem Heat versus Briscoes. Ooh, that would be awesome. The Hillbillies versus the Street Fighters. That would be awesome. Stun gun on Stevie Ray. Oh, wait, is that Booker? Show your face. I can't tell. No, that's Booker in the ring. They switched when they went to commercial. How dare they? I wonder how many kids entered that contest and lost because they can't drive. SCU versus Undisputed Era. They can do some good stuff together, probably. Was the quickest a Weather became the legend in their career? How can a Weather become a legend? I think you mean wrestler. The quickest, probably like Brock Lesnar, maybe Kane, Kurt Angle, those guys who got pushed really fast. Drop kick from Bunkhouse Buck. Look at that. Do you think Vince likes pro wrestling? I think he does. I think, you know, he likes his style of pro wrestling, but I think Vince likes pro wrestling.
I'm sure. I would think as soon as Sherry, or as soon as Colonel Parker gets a tag, you'll see Sherry want to come in badly.
Oh, real bad. But I'm telling you.
The promos the Briscoes would cut on Harlem Heat would be amazing. Yeah, probably. The Young Bucks want to face the Usos. That'd be a cool match. Gorillas of Destiny versus the Usos. Ooh. Did you watch Angle win the gold medal? Yes, I did. I remember watching that. The Giant won match. He's world champion. Yep, that's true. Oh, Colonel Parker gets in there now. And Booker's like, fuck you, I'll kick your ass. There's the tag to Stevie. Double suplex by Harlem Heat. Tagging Sherry. Sherry climbs up to the top. Flying crossbody. 1, 2. No, he kicked out. Elbow drop by Sherry. Look at her go. Leg drop to the nuts. That should be a DQ, but whatever. She's climbing up to the top again. Oh, she missed that splash. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. Eddie Guerrero versus Seth Rollins. That'd be neat. When we look back, will we see Vince as a genius or a mad wrestling scientist? Probably both. Like, he's an insane genius. Ooh, is Sherry out?
She hit her head very hard.
She do it to you. She would put the books to you.
Colonel Parker is going after Sherry. Oh, look at that. She just started making out with Colonel Parker, and she fell on top of him and got the pin.
Sherry is still after Parker. Oh, of course. After a kiss like that.
Colonel Parker's trying to get out of here, and Sherry's not finished with him.
She's in love with him. She is in love with this man.
And then Sherry's beating the shit out of him up the aisleway and ripping his clothes off. And now she's choking him. And Parker's trying to make out with her some more. This is weird. This is the weirdest romantic pairing in the history of wrestling.
She's in love, I'm telling you. Wow, when she gets the scent, run for your life.
Sherry, after she hit her head, got up.
Have you seen the latest episode of Lucha Underground? Yes, I did. I really enjoyed it.
With the flying lip lock off the rope.
We give Vince so much shit, but when he passes, everyone is going to miss him. Yeah, I agree with that. Eddie Guerrero versus Andrade Cien Almas. That would be a good match. Paul Heyman is the greatest mad scientist in wrestling. Probably, yeah. Remember when a missile dropkick could finish a match? Yeah, those were the good old days. Weirder than Santino and Tamina? I have no memory of that. I have absolutely no memory of that. It's like they paired up Santino and Tamina. Andrade versus Gargano from TakeOver Philly is still one of my favorite matches of the year. That was a good one. Here's my question. Where is the Dungeon of Doom exactly? Hulk is wearing those weird red and yellow striped pants again. It's confusing and weird. Have you seen the pic Carmella posted on Twitter of herself? Hot as fuck. You have to see it. I haven't seen a recent one, no. Is this something she posted today?
We were at 24 3/4 inches. I was ready to start tearing my... No, I'm not going to tear my shirt off now. I'm going to wait, brother, till I get in that Dungeon of Doom, brother. Because what you just saw on the main event a little while ago is nothing, brother, compared to what's going to happen when Hulk Hogan enters that Dungeon of Doom. And you, Jimmy Hart.
I mean, I'm not seeing anything. I'm looking at Carmella's Twitter right now. I'm not seeing anything that I haven't, like, already seen before. Like, nothing. Like, it's a bunch of stuff with her and R-Truth.
You understand that, Jimmy Hart? You got it, baby. Hulk Hogan. What about the Taskmaster, the Shark?
The Dungeon of Doom is right next to Dudleyville. It's in parts unknown next to Dudleyville. Okay.
Well, I know all about Andre the Giant Son, brother. I know all about the Dungeon of Doom, brother. But with all the people that
one of the reasons why I like NXT so much is because they make the main events feel massive and they have a big fight feel to them. Yeah, because they have proper build-ups.
shaking in their boots, brother. Everybody's worried that Hulk Hogan's going
Santino and Maria, then Beth Phoenix. What the hell? How does he get so lucky?
They're all worried, and they know
I mean, it's that accent, dude. It's all about that accent.
about anything that's ever existed. But as far as the Dungeon of Doom, brother, my friends, the Maniacs, Macho Man, my buddy, brother, the Stinger, brother, they're gonna be watching my back, Jack. Do you think I got one thing to worry about, Mean Gene?
Well, as long as you put it that way, quite candidly, no.
Well, you know, after
Hulk Hogan looks like he's got a headache now from all this screaming.
down Daytona Beach at midnight, brother, because
I think the length they give the main events is also key.
one of those fools, man, that he's grading. I'm gonna have my Hulk Hogan bikini briefs on, brother.
Please don't put those on.
And I'll be looking to bust somebody up. What you gonna do when Hulk Hogan runs wild on you? Dungeon of Doom.
And there is a moon out tonight. Stay tuned. We're going to be back with more from Daytona Beach.
Oh my God. Hollywood Hulk Hogan can't get here fast enough.
All right, fans, we are back with the Clash of the Champions. A very, very special evening for us because WCW...
There is a Truth or Consequences New Mexico. I did know that. What went right? War Games 1987.
Review by to an organization that we truly believe in, the MDA, and my very dear, close, personal, long-time friend, Jerry Lewis. And with me,
Jerry Lewis?
Please welcome to Daytona Beach. He is the National Goodwill Ambassador for MDA. He is Thomas Diaz. Please say hi to Thomas. Well, you've got...
Yeah, War Games in 87. That match was just fantastic. Great concept, great talents involved, well booked. Santino is actually Canadian. He's from a town close to where I live. I guess that's cool. You tweeted it to me. Okay.
I know that it's tough for you, but this is going to be a very big thing. I have a surprise for you, Tomas. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay, would you please help me as I welcome the very popular Macho Man, Randy Savage.
You tweeted it to me, but I don't see it.
doing okay?
I'm doing great.
Say, ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Macho Man.
I want to meet Macho Man.
Of course, Tomas is
There's also a Hell, Michigan. I did know about that.
part of that extravaganza, and we're going to get together.
Parts unknown or Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. That's a fair comparison, right?
Absolutely. Fall Brawl's gonna be exciting, isn't it?
Not saying she looks bad, but I still think blonde Carmella is the best Carmella. She looks good no matter what.
The Dungeon of Doom is coming up in just a little while. But Tomas, I just want you to know that pretty soon on TNT is going to be a new show called WCW Monday Nitro. And just like Jimi Hendrix said a long time ago, I'm coming to get you, yeah.
Thomas, that kid looks terrified right now. Is he scared of being on TV, or is he scared that Macho Man's yelling in his face?
Say, ooh, yeah.
All you gotta say.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
Give it up for Tomas. He has
Cute kid, but he's clearly nervous as hell.
ambassador for MDA. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, and Macho Man, I want you to cinch him up and get ready. As we
How would you have reacted if Kid You met Randy Savage? I would have like jumped for joy. I would have been like, "Oh my God, it's the Macho Man!" Like, "Holy shit, man! Holy shit, it's the Macho Man!" Yes, I would have cursed too. I love blondes, so I have a bit of a bias. I admit, I typically like brunettes, but Carmella, she looks good either way. It's a little Macho Man music video we got going here.
Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Check this out. Macho Man Randy Savage, hot fire.
I don't mind brunettes at all. Tessa Blanchard, Santana Garrett. Oh, yeah, both of them, right? Tessa, she gets hotter by the day, it seems. She's becoming more and more of a favorite of mine. Would you rather get in a food fight at school or meet John Cena in 2017? In 2007, I'd rather get into a food fight. That would at least be a more fun story. Just look at her Instagram. First pick. Okay. We will do that. The immortal Hulk Hogan.
Welcome back to the live Clash of the Champions here on TBS. Still to come, a gigantic handicap match. Vader going against Arn Anderson and the Nature Boy, Rick.
Okay, it's the first pick, right?
Right now, we're just about set to go over to the Dungeon of Doom. Well, Hulk Hogan says he will enter the Dungeon of Doom, and there's a lot that's going on already here tonight between the Dungeon of Doom.
Is it this like black bikini pic where it looks like she's kind of like?
Broken glass.
Because this is pretty nice.
Then going into the Dungeon of Doom. You go to a place where there's 6-7 guys waiting with.
She's kind of like rocking a Sasha Banks look almost, but she looks better. Like way better than Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks isn't unattractive, but damn. Do you think WWE should have an off season? No, but I think the wrestlers should get time off more frequently. to kind of freshen themselves up, freshen their characters up. Here we go. Hogan goes to the Dungeon of Doom.
He fell for the trap, Father, tonight in the Dungeon of Doom. The slaughter of the immortal Hulk Hogan will prevail.
There's one reason Will Ospreay said he doesn't want to go to WWE. He doesn't want to do the schedule. Yeah.
This lady is perfectly clear. Only a man that was ready for combat would follow it. After what happened with Kamal in the ring, brother, I held your whole army at bay. The Shark, the Zodiac, and Kamal, brother.
Oh my
Bring
God.
them all out. Let
Oh
them
my
feel
God.
the power
Oh my
of
God.
Hulkamania right now in the dungeon, brother.
Oh
And
my
as they
God.
fall at my feet, you'll feel the power. And then your most powerful possession.
You know, the sad thing is the running water in the dungeon set is actually drowning out their voices almost.
And I can't wait.
No wonder they're screaming. They have to talk over the water.
Because that's in stone. Only Hulkamania will live forever, Taskmaster. You don't understand.
There's the giant.
I will destroy Hulkamania. Because I am the son of a giant.
Okay, now we got Kamala, the Zodiac, and the Shark, Earthquake, and the Giant all beating the shit out of Hogan. It's like Hogan's entire career just came back to shit on him. And there's Vader. What's Vader doing there? It's ridiculous. Why was Seth Rollins taking table spots at a house show? I agree. How unpredictable would the Rumble be if the offseason ended at the Rumble? Interesting.
You cowards, run! You can run, but you can't hide from the one true immortal. Promotional
I am the one true immortal.
Attention citizens, be on the lookout for Judge
Oh, more Judge Dredd commercials. Yay.
There's a battle for justice in every action-packed Judge Dredd.
Who was high on what they came up with the Dungeon of Doom? Ask Kevin Sullivan. The fact big Hot Pockets. Oh, now we're getting a Hot Pocket commercial. What the fuck is going on?
Just a reminder.
The fact Big Show survived this and became a legend is astounding. Yeah, it is. He was a talented guy, but he dealt with a lot of shit in his career, including this. Vince Russo, bro. It's a swerve, bro. Bro, we got to have the Dungeon of Doom, bro, and they got to take out Hulk Hogan, bro. It'll be great. $1 million idea, bro. Worst promo, Steiner's math promo or Luger's I don't know promo. Both are funny. Steiner's math promo is intentionally funny. Luger's I don't know promo was a fuck up that was hilarious. So I think Steiner's is the better promo, but Luger's is just as funny because of how much they fucked up. How much did Hot Pockets pay WWE to keep that ad on the network? It's a good question. Yo, bro, you got to have the Dungeon of Doom go over Hogan, okay? They got to beat Hulk Hogan. So that way, it sets them up for the Zoo, bro. There you go. You got the Zoo versus the fucking Dungeon of Doom, bro. War Games match. Book that shit. $1 million idea, bro. And then get this. The Shark is a sleeper agent. Okay, bro? He's a sleeper agent who's invading the Dungeon of Doom. But really, and the fans don't know this yet, bro. I'm telling you, that no one's going to see this coming. He's actually working for the Zoo. Yeah, bro. $1 million idea. Came up with it. Vince Russo, #1. Greatest creative mind in the history of the business, bro. Vince McMahon chose me over Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette's ideas were outdated and had no further use in professional wrestling, bro. And Vince McMahon with his company on the line, bro, because remember, WCW was kicking his ass. He chose me over Jim Cornette, bro. That's how it happened. That's how the history went down.
As we go head to head, as WCW
Oh, Sid's promo, that was great. Let me try that again. We're live, pal. That was funny.
From a mall of America in Minnesota.
That big mall, that big shopping mall, they do 150,000 people a day there.
Dungeon of Doom versus the Zoo versus the AWO Triple War Games match. No, you got to save that for next year. You can't do that this year.
Man, we're just about ready for the entrance of Ric Flair and Arn Anderson.
Talking to myself here.
Oh, God, main event time. Finally, we're getting through this. There's a lot of dead weight on this show. I'm not even just talking about the Dungeon of Doom segment. There was a lot of like stretching for time and ads and just show's almost over though. And your t-shirts are too tight too, Billy. I don't know.
The people I've talked to, there's more interest now in this Monday Night Nitro than there was when Letterman went to CBS. When Nash was going off the air. I'm Dallas.
What's the I don't know promo? I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm gonna post the link in the chat because you need to see it. It's hilarious.
Knowledge that I should know from me.
Brady, why don't you send Woody to find out, okay?
I can't find Woody now.
All right, Ric Flair and Arn Anderson have made their way to the ring. And
Okay, let's see if I can find the full thing.
Of Big Van Vader in our main event on the Clash of the Champions.
This is like Nitro.
It's very interesting now. Like the Clash of Champions, we're at a point where they're setting up for Monday Nitro. All right, the link is in the chat. That's the Lex Luger promo. I'm pissed now.
All right, we are back live with you on the Clash of the Champions.
I have half the brains that you do.
And we said before that WCW is where the big boys play.
Of Vader. I believe, is this the last time he used the Vader, like the Mastodon mask?
It is Vader time.
You better keep that headgear on.
What a tremendous roar from the fans when Vader stormed the Dungeon of Doom. One can only ask why. The only thing I can rationalize, Brain, is the fact that
Yeah, and Vader was supposed to join Hogan's War Games team, but he left before that could happen. Why is it so hard for people to admit that they only like Bliss because she's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, with a fat ass as opposed to a one-of-a-kind talent? I think she cuts good promos. Good look. I mean, yeah, she's hot, but I think she cuts good promos, works hard. I wouldn't put her up there as like my favorite woman to watch, but she's not bad.
it's like he was taking, he was really put out that they would even consider to get his power. And he had his own.
After seeing Russo's thoughts and ideas implemented in wrestling and post-wrestling, the more I agree with Cornette. I heard Vader got into a fight with Mr. Wonderful backstage. Yeah, I heard that was part of the reason why he left as well.
I'm sure Arn Anderson can DDT him. He can put him away so many different ways.
It's main event time. We go to Michael Buffer.
All right, how's Vader going to beat both Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, guys?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the featured match of the WCW Clash of Champions. For the first time in the history of the WCW, a special unprecedented 2 versus 1 handicap match. So now, ladies and gentlemen, from Daytona Beach, Florida, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah, Michael Buffer makes everything look way classier than it should. We just had a fucking Dungeon of Doom segment, and he just classes the entire thing up. It's amazing.
He comes in tonight at 251 pounds. He's a 4-time WCW TV champion and a 5-time Tag Team World Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson.
A double. No, wait, he's double A, Arn Anderson. Austin Aries is A double.
And his partner, weighing in at an even 236 pounds, from Charlotte, North Carolina, one of the legendary superstars of the world of professional wrestling, the master of the figure four. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the 11th time heavyweight champion of the world.
Bliss is a decent talker, but the looks thing, and she supposedly politics hard backstage, is a big reason why she's treated like she is. I mean, I can't speak for what goes on backstage. I'm not there, but I'm sure her look had a lot to do with it because Vince likes blondes, but, you know. Isn't it funny how Russo and Cornette hate each other's guts but hate so much of the same things in wrestling? I know, if they could get along, they could probably write a good show, but... Why did you not like Raw in 2003? I'd have to think about it. What happened in 2003? Was that when Triple H was champion? That's probably why, because that was during Triple H's reign of terror. And now you're being sued by Buffer for airing his famous quotes. Probably. I've never seen a Briscoes tag match or followed their careers. How would you describe them? They are redneck hillbilly boys. One of the most believable gimmicks in wrestling. Match-wise, they're very spotty. But their characters are so believable that it's easy to get sucked into what they do. I mean, when I say hillbillies, they aren't like cartoonish hillbillies. They are like, these people come from backwoods, bumblefuck, middle of nowhere. And they are legit. When would you say Ric Flair became a legend? Probably, I think to me, the thing that really put him over the top was in like the late 80s when he started doing things like the Clash of Champions match with Sting and the matches with Steamboat. I think that was the period where he really came into his own and became a legend. Isn't Triple H a weird name? Yeah, but it's his, it's his initials.
Well, here, take it. He has been a real caution to the wind type wrestler.
Briscoe's greater than 90% of main roster WWE's tag teams. Well, I mean, that goes without saying. Redneck hillbillies from Delaware. Yeah, the two best things to come out of Delaware, the Briscoe brothers and their Screen Door Factory. Vader is beating the shit out of Arn. Look at this. Retro Kid 64, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Would you say they're similar to the Revival character-wise? No. No, the Revival are like more classy athletic types who just have a southern like feel to them. Like the Briscoe brothers look like they came out of Duck Dynasty if Duck Dynasty were a bunch of inbred hillbillies. Not even the Yate could get Roman over. Did you watch Fighting Spirit Unleashed when it happened? No. Vader just sends Arn out of the ring.
Tony, use your head. What did Hogan expect? Going into their yard, going into their home, going into their domain? You expect to walk out of there? I mean, how dumb is this man? I've been telling you for years, this man is a total imbecile. He's a dumb. But no, you still think this Hulkamania is the greatest thing going. He made a big mistake.
He's one of those indie darlings you never cared for, but still gets a lot of hype. I was never the biggest fan of Roderick Strong. I think his work in NXT is like the best work of his career, but before that, I was like, I don't see it, because everybody would tell me, oh, he's a world champion level talent. I'm like, really? Okay. He's not even like, yeah, because he's like a Dean Malenko type where he sells himself on his ring work, and I'm like, dude, he's not even like the top 10, one of the top 10 best workers of Ring of Honor. So the thing that he's supposed to be the best at, he's not. And he can't cut promos, and he has no look, and I never saw it in him. I never did. So apparently it was a shoot with Aries. I'm willing to wait it out on TV to see, because I'm still not convinced. Well, if WCW didn't go away, Impact would have never existed. Spinebuster on Vader! Wow, look at Arn. Reigns versus the Yate. Book it, Russo. I don't know if I've got it in me. Let me get some water. Bro, let me tell you something about Roman Reigns. Let me tell you something, bro. Nobody cares about Roman Reigns. I know you want to push him, Vince. You want to push him as your top star, Vince. But I'm telling you, he's not over with the fans. They just don't care. Come on, bro. You got to get on my level here. But I got a perfect way you got to do this. You got to have Roman Reigns beat a monster. You want to establish him as an underdog, so you need to have Roman Reigns go toe-to-toe with a monster. Oh, a body slam on Ric Flair. Look at this. Vader gorilla presses him again. Anyway, so you got to have Roman Reigns take on a monster, bro. And there's no monster bigger or more intimidating than the Yeti, bro. Yeah, the Yeti. We bring the mothballs off the Yeti, and we bring him back. Who's the Yeti? Well, you may remember him as the Yeti in WCW, so to avoid copyright, we're going to bring him in as the Yeti, and it's going to make gangbuster $1 million, bro. I'm telling you.
Now, Rick, get in, and don't let him up to his feet. Once again, Arn Anderson is knocked the big man down.
Vince Russo is a consultant for TNA. Is that true?
Flair is doing just that. He knows what to do.
Petey Williams was calling the match in the back and confirmed in his podcast that it was indeed a shoot. But he might be working us. Like, Petey might be working us, so I don't believe anything.
Working over Big Man Bailey. Remember, the wheel has been softened, so to speak, the leg. Arn Anderson stays in. Arn Anderson with a knee. That's doubled him over. And Arn Anderson,
DDT on Vader.
DDT.
Arn is just putting on a show. Figure 4 on Vader. Can Flair get it? He got it.
Anderson putting down with a figure 4. Softened up the knee. And Ric Flair's got the figure 4 on Vader.
Never trust people in the business saying something is a shoot. That's a pretty good rule of thumb. Roman, tonight you run the gauntlet. The Yeti, Rob Terry, Mason Ryan, and then Giant Gonzalez, and finally the Great Khali. Early 90s Vader versus mid-2000s Samoa Joe. That'd be awesome. Yeah. I love Vince Russo's pinata on a pole match. A $100 bill was in the pinata. Huh? I don't have to book the Austin Aries shoot. It's already been booked, bro. It already happened. And did you hear the fans? You hear everybody online on their little keyboards talking about it? Bro, it's got more intrigue and interest in TNA than they've had in years, bro. It's a brilliant idea.
Anderson is giving him a spine buster. A DDT has made the save. And Vader is still walking around. What does it take to beat a man like this?
Snapmare on Flair. Oh, we going to get a Vader bomb?
Oh, my goodness.
No.
Unscrew his head. Flair climbing up. Vader headbutts him back down.
What's Vader going for here?
Vader just mauls it.
Top rope splash?
See what he does. 452.
He's losing his balance. You better hit this. Oh, top rope splash on Flair.
Anderson saw the moment.
And Anderson makes the save again.
Throw on Anderson.
$1 million idea, bro. I don't think I've ever heard Russo say that, but it sounds good in the Russo voice, so I just go with it.
Here's the tag. And now the double T.
Even though Aries is a great talent, do you think the stories of his poor attitude and dickish behavior have hindered him over the years? Probably. Where would you rank Tony Schiavone in a list of play-by-play commentators? He's not my favorite, but I'm okay with him. What is this? Gut-wrench power bomb by Vader. 1, 2, 3. Vader beat both horsemen. Look at that. Goldberg did the unthinkable. He refused to follow the script. So if we don't trust people in the business telling us it's a shoot, does that mean Montreal was a work? There will always be a part of my brain that wonders if the whole thing was a work. I don't fully trust. I assume it's a shoot, but if it came out tomorrow that the whole thing was a work, I wouldn't be shocked. It's funny how Cena made fun of Rock for via satellite Yet he sends in a tape vid for SmackDown 1000. Yeah, it's funny how hypocritical Cena's become, isn't it? Ooh, Flair and Arn are going at it.
That'll tell the whole story right there.
I mean, they should have won that match, right? 2-on-1.
Hey, you two got a plan. Don't let Vader come between you. Go back to the dressing shower.
Oh, that's a face of disbelief. And Flair's walking away from Arn Anderson.
Imagine if the day after Vince dies, both Brett and HBK come out and say it was a work.
Don't waste it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And just like sand through the hourglass, this was the beginning of the end of Arn Anderson. Yeah, unfortunately.
Flair was walking away from Arn Anderson.
Go back to the dressing room and talk it over.
And we've got a serious problem with best friends here. All right, Flair walks out again.
That would normally bother me. I don't like that.
All right, let's go to Mean Gene.
Now, quite obviously,
Mean Gene?
dissension in the ranks between Arn Anderson and Ric Flair after just what happened.
Here comes Hulk Hogan and Savage and Sting. What are they doing?
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. That's the last time this is going down. The last time this crucifix was torn off my body, brother, I beat Andre the Giant. Now, brother, someday I'll face his son. But because the Macho Man and Sting, we're declared war.
Do you think Cena has entered a midlife crisis with the whole living in China thing and his JBL looking haircut? I think he's filming a movie. Isn't that what's going on?
Listen, someday brother will hook up, but not you, not you, not you. Tell Vader what time it is. You got it? Pump? Yeah, I got it, Vader. You got some of the same problems I got, brother. We're gonna straighten this mess out. All you need.
How the hell do you know the right amount of sand to put in an hourglass? I've never made one.
We're declared war. And Vader, I don't know where you're coming.
Did you mark out when Arn Anderson showed up at Mania 18 during the Flair Taker match? Yes, I did. I popped for Arn.
I'm gonna take everything that gets in my way, Mean Gene. We officially declare war.
All right, preaching out about gentlemen, that puts the cap on one terrific night. So long, everybody. From the champion and the fighter of the champion.
And that concludes the final Clash of Champions of 1995, thank God. The show was actually not as bad as I was expecting it to be. There were some solid matches. Like, match-wise, it wasn't that bad. But there were, like I said, there was a lot of stretching for time and a lot of dead weight with the ads, and that Dungeon of Doom segment was really fucking bad. Like, really bad. So I also could have done without the Renegade match, but yeah, there were some matches I enjoyed on the show, but overall, it's just kind of like, it just wasn't a very well put together, well polished show, shall we say. Not my dog spot, not my liver spot, but my spot. How do you feel about the NWO Arn Anderson promo? I thought it was funny. And I love Arn Anderson, but I thought it was funny. And to me, it was just the heels getting heat. So I didn't really have a problem with it. All righty, so that concludes Clash of Champions. We are going to watch Saturday night's main event. I'm going to take a quick break. This is going to be from 2006, in March 18th, 2006. So if you want to follow along on the network, you can go ahead, go to shows, Vault, look for Saturday night's main event, 2006, and look for the March 2006 episode. I will be right back. I just got to take a quick break. She'll be back in a minute, so don't go away. Okay, I'm back. Can everybody hear me? Oh. Maspa. Okay, sounds like y'all can hear me. Welcome back. We are going to start with Saturday night's main event. I just got to send this out real quick, and then we will go ahead and get this done. Okay, we're going to end on, well, to be honest, probably like the March 2006 episode is probably the best one of the revived, of the episodes during the revival period, so it's probably not going to be that bad, but I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here about why I wasn't a huge fan of the revival episodes of Saturday night's main event. Yeah, we're getting close to the end here. Just, what, 5 more? Jeez. It's almost done. All right. Okay. All righty. So, Saturday night's main event after 14 years, slightly over 14 years of, or slightly less than 14 years of being on hiatus. Saturday night's main event made its grand return just in time for WrestleMania 22, and was largely designed to build into that show and became a regular, semi-regular event that the WWE tried to keep going following WrestleMania 22, but it didn't catch on the same way it did back in the day. And the reason for that, more than anything else, we can point to bad creative, which I'm sure that was part of it too, but what's one of the knocks on WWE to this day? Oversaturation. There are just too many goddamn shows. Like between, and I'm just talking main roster WWE, you've got 3-hour Raws, 2-hour SmackDowns, and pay-per-views that just keep getting longer and longer and longer. It's just too much content to keep up with. And now, go back to 2006 when they started doing this. You had 2-hour Raws, 2-hour SmackDowns, a monthly pay-per-view, and now you're throwing in a Saturday special because of it. And, you know, nobody's going to stay home on a Saturday night to watch something that they can watch on Mondays and Tuesdays. It's just not going to happen. And that's why the original Saturday night's main event worked more than anything else. There was no other show that WWE was producing that was quite like it. Yes, they had Wrestling Superstars and Wrestling Challenge and Primetime Wrestling, but these were shows largely filled with squash matches and promos. Saturday night's main event filled that void of giving fans competitive matches, big matches, for free on TV with these regular specials throughout the year. So those old Saturday night's main events were special for that reason. And to do them again here in 2006, when they're already producing 2 weekly shows with competitive matches week after week, it just felt stupid. Like, it's like, what is the show going to offer that you aren't already getting on Raw and SmackDown? And, you know, who the hell is going to stay home on a Saturday night again to watch something that they already have access to on Mondays and Tuesdays? So it was an ill-advised endeavor to bring back Saturday night's main event, to say the least. The Wolfpack parody of the Horseman from '99 was hilarious. I agree. Yeah, the Wolfpack, they did some funny shit. Those Click guys, man, they know how to bring on the yucks. This show was 5 days after my 12th birthday. Happy birthday to you. My name's not Earl, it's JBL. Oh, my God. My Extreme Rules card in WWE 2K19 Universe Mode looks awful. What's the card? Could Russo get Roman over? I'm sure he thinks he can. Would you be happy winning tag titles for me? It's a long period in the year where you're just feuding for over the tag title that's pretty much directionless. I mean, if they treated the tag titles like they did back in the day or like the NWA Crockett Promotions did, it would be like a heavily featured spot and you could get like a lot out of it and you'd have a fully deep tag team division, but that ain't what they're doing today. So, fuck it. Anyway, let's get started with this thing. All right, John Cena and Triple H face Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton. Oh, my God. So it's the Raw main event for WrestleMania facing the SmackDown main event for WrestleMania. And Shane McMahon battles Shawn Michaels in a street fight. Now, this show, another thing about the Revival episodes, old episodes of Saturday Night's main event were typically an hour and a half. So on the network there, it's about an hour and 6 minutes when you take out the commercials. These Revival episodes were longer and more the 2-hour range. So it's this episode without commercials is going to be closer to an hour and a half. So hooray, longer. But there are some things I remember about this show that I remember liking, even though I wasn't a fan of them bringing back Saturday Night's main event in the current environment at the time. So, but we'll see. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The WWE or World Title match needs to open up the shows. Yeah, that's how you recreate the experience, right?
Yes, sir. We promised you a great main event here tonight.
It's running west.
I'm Vince McMahon.
Oh, they're doing the I forgot they brought back the pre-show promos.
Several months ago, Shawn Michaels disrespected me on national television, and I vowed to make Shawn Michaels' life a living hell.
Dolph versus Owens, Steel Cage, B Team versus Revival, Brock versus Strowman, Cena versus Reigns, Triple H versus Jinder Mahal, Lars Sullivan versus Orton. That's random as fuck. Rousey, Asuka, Ember Moon, Carmella, Shayna, Baszler. What the hell?
Vince McMahon is going to make my life a living hell. You suck. Vince, you want me to sink down to your level? Tonight, just might get it. If I'm going to hell, your son Shane is coming with me. You know the difference? I am the game. Triple H, the king of kings.
This feels so weird because the pre-show promos feel like such a thing of the 80s, and to see like the mid 2000s guys and like the Attitude Era guys doing it, I hate you, Cena. Like Triple H looks so much cooler next to Cena. It's not even funny.
Hi, my name is not Earl. My name is Sean Bradshaw Layfield. And I made a little list about
Oh my God.
things I did in my life. My number 452. That would be challenging Stone Cold Steve Austin to a beer drinking contest on Saturday night's main event and embarrassing him. Stone Cold.
I'm sure that was worth the TV time they took to film it.
That may be true, but you will find out. I am not a man. I am not a mere mortal.
7 matches, and the main event is a women's championship 5-way. Okay. The Boogeyman. That's nice.
I'm the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get you.
I'd actually like to see these pre-show promos for pay-per-views nowadays. That'd be interesting. I don't like the new theme music, but we got some shots of Melina and Trish. Those look that. Oh, there's Tori. There's Candace. Back before PG, we actually had hot women on the show who were allowed to act hot. So at least I've already got something out of it, right? There's one, speaking of the women, there is one moment on this show that I legitimately thought was great. We'll get into that when it happens. Were these Saturday Night main event shows pre-taped like the old ones? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Unlike Sarah Logan. Dude, if they put Sarah Logan in a thong, I'd probably watch Raw next week. I'm a pig. I know I'm a pig, but, you know. Here we go. We're starting off with Triple H and Cena versus Ray, Angle, and Orton. Hooray. These were live. Okay. These shows were live. Okay, good to know. The set looks new. I do like the set. This is so weird seeing Triple H on Saturday night's main event. This is so odd. It feels like somebody like traveled back in time and just fucked with the time stream like beyond repair. Like a Cleveland pitch from a smoking gun. And Dave and I make the rules. Taz, Jim Ross, and Jerry Lawler. It's asking too much to get Jesse Ventura again, but you know. Are you a basketball fan? More of a college basketball fan. I'm not a huge fan of the pros. How come the two main events of WrestleMania 21 got panned? I watched WrestleMania 21 countless times and never had a problem with them. The Cena JBL match I thought was anticlimactic as fuck. Like, what a weak way to end JBL's title. It's not like the worst match ever. It was just like, wait, that's it? It just ended. And it was just anticlimactic is the word I always use to describe it. I thought Batista Triple H was okay. It's not like a favorite of mine or anything. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a mistake to have Batista at that stage of his career do a lot of selling because he wasn't very good at it at that point. But it wasn't a bad match. Hey, Pat, where's Crown Jewel taking place? Because WWE refuses to tell me. I don't know. Who knows? I think that they're holding the place. I think they're holding the show in a country that allows their women to drive now. That's probably where it's going to be held. Triple H helped me get into Motorhead. I love that. I mean, Lemmy, that's like one of the best rock voices ever. Here comes Kurt Angle. His last year in the WWE before going to TNA. It's weird. He was like world champion at WrestleMania, and then like less than a year later, he was in TNA. It's weird. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. There's a Hogan cosplayer in the crowd. Kurt Angle spent more time in TNA than WWE. Yeah, he did. Booyaka, booyaka, 619. Yeah, this is when Rey Mysterio was riding the I'm Eddie's friend train to get to the title after Eddie passed away. Did you recognize Angle from the Olympics when he started in WWF? Well, yeah, they always mentioned that he was Olympian. They never, like, shied away from that. That was always, like, part of the deal with Angle. So, yeah, I did. What WWE themes do you like that you never would have if you weren't a fan? Probably like Real American, because that's not a song I would listen to on my own, but because it's Hogan's theme, I kind of like it. It's a great wrestling entrance theme. It's not a great, like, roll down the windows and let it blare. There's the legend killer, Randy Orton. It's time to shine. I'm gonna take what's mine. Take what's mine. Fun fact, Randy Orton absolutely hated this theme, Burning My Life. I've heard that, yeah. God, he looks so young here. 12 years ago, man. Beating around the bush.
Oh, there's chemistry. It just happens to be all bad. it's going to be John Cena and Randy Orton starting out here.
Oh, yay! We start off with Cena and Orton. And this is before I completely got sick of that pairing, but, you know, it's like every time I see that pairing now, I just flinch. I'm just, ah.
You know, you got Randy Orton, an extremely cocky young man. He's a great athlete, but he's pompous, he's full of himself.
Do you believe that Ray got the title due to Eddie's passing and not hardworking talent? I think he got the title because of both. Like, he's a hardworking guy and has talent. Nobody's denying that, but it felt like, oh, Eddie died. Let's give it to his friend. That's kind of how it felt, as like them trying to manufacture like a feel-good moment. So you would have wanted Ray to win the belt under different circumstances. Suplex by Angle. A shitty spine buster by Cena. Yeah, this is back when like Cena was still a little rough and like all of his shit looked like garbage. Instead of just the STF, you know. What is up with the like? It's like there's a fog in the stadium. What is up with this? Looks weird. 12 years later, and WWE still needs these guys to boost numbers. Yeah, they're not doing a great job either of boosting numbers. What went wrong? The WrestleMania 22 main event. I'm so sick of talking about that match. I swear to God. Would Kurt Angle's whole gimmick have been fucked up if Mark Henry also won a gold medal in '96? Well, I think they would have had a feud. Like the battle of the two gold medalists. Like a feud centered around that whole concept. Probably from all the pyro. Yeah, it's like, dude, like my eyes are watering just looking at it. Here comes Ray Ray. Sit down splash on Triple H. Roll up on Triple H. RVD was smoking pot. Probably. Backslide. 2 count. Cena goes back in. Yay. Fans are booing. This is when like the fans' hatred for Cena was like at its zenith, it felt like. You started seeing things like him getting booed at WrestleMania and the One Night Stand show. Shoulder tackle. Ray goes down. Leapfrog by Ray. Drop kick. Cena falls awkwardly on the drop kick. Flying head scissors by Ray. Takes down Triple H. Drop kick by Ray onto Cena. Ray's kicking everybody's asses. RVD likes to tweet out happy 4:20 p.m. almost every day. That's funny. Cena sucks. Cena. Yeah, you can hear it. 619. Triple H rolls him out of the way. Or Angle would have said he was the first, well, aside from Mark Henry, but he doesn't count. Like D'Lo in the Eurocontinental titles. Yeah. And Patrick at Rumble 2006. Oh, God. That show. Okay, it looks like the fog from the pyros is cleared. I can actually see what's going on a little bit better now. They fixed it during the commercial break, apparently. 2006 Cena versus 2007 Roman. I don't know if I can pick one there. Is Ray on the heel team? There's no real face and heel team. It's just the Raw main event from WrestleMania versus the SmackDown main event. So it's heels and faces on both sides. Oh, Triple H and Cena don't like each other, guys. Build some heat there for WrestleMania. I'm stoked for that main event now. Do you think Cena got exposed on Raw during this time due to there maybe being a different audience on Raw than SmackDown? That might be part of why the fans turned on him. I don't know, but Triple H was the babyface at Mania 22. The fans made it that way, pretty much.
Well, Rey Mysterio, and it's well documented, he is loaded with intestinal fortitude. He's triple tough. It takes a lot. Wait, now this is the problem. What?
I mean, the game wanted to tag. John Cena refused to tag. What's up with that, JR? I don't know unless Cena this thing said, oh, the game was getting some sort of unfair advantage over Rey Mysterio. And
Spine buster on Rey. 1, 2, no. Angle breaks it up.
Well, last night on SmackDown, Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio had a discussion with Randy Orton in the room, and Mysterio and Angle said to each other, we're going to watch each other's back.
I was actually cheering for Triple H at Mania 22 because I liked him more back then. I think most people were cheering for him. I personally didn't care who won. I was just like, fuck this. Sleeper hold on Rey. I have a very interesting memory of watching Mania 22 when it first happened. What is that? You must have loved Cena versus Triple H, the greatest Royal Rumble. Not really. I didn't hate it, but it was just kind of like, all right, that match happened. It was one of those.
We on SmackDown realize how important a victory is here for the SmackDown side of things.
An interpromotional match, first ever. The Raw WrestleMania main event versus a SmackDown WrestleMania main event.
Into the buckle goes Rey. Back suit. No, Triple H puts him up in the corner.
Right now, look at this. Come on, Triple H. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree, but the game cold-hearted, cold-blooded.
Elbow to the face. Rey's gonna knock him off. He got him off. Is he gonna do a moonsault? Moonsault. Triple H goes down. Rey's got to get that hot tag, guy. Has Orton been legally tagged in yet? Oh, yeah, he had the thing with Cena. God, it was so unremarkable. I already forgot it happened. I had eye surgery the week before Mania 22, so I literally couldn't watch the TV, so I had to listen to the whole show the first time. That's an interesting way to watch WrestleMania. Experience WrestleMania, I should say. The thing with Cena, as soon as he went to Raw, they stripped everything that was unique about him. SD Cena was like the NXT call-up. Oh, Cena's in. Hot tag, guys. Shoulder tackle. Hey! Protoplex. It's 5-knuckle shuffle, guys. What? You can't see me. Whoopity-woo! 5-knuckle shuffle, boys. That's a euphemism for masturbation, but we can't say that now because we're PG. Hey! Whee! AA on Orton. And Triple H attacks Cena. Oh, my God. Pedigree on Cena. Okay. So you worked the whole match, and now you're like, now fuck it, now I'll pedigree him. Why didn't you just walk out at the beginning? Sid Justice style. What went wrong? Eddie's in Hell storyline. Poor taste. FU, that's right, it was the FU back. Odie put Orton on top of Cena, guys. Oh my God. 1. And Rey pulls Orton off. Okay, this has turned stupid now. I guess, yeah, Rey doesn't want to win it like this, but now it's just getting stupid. Now pedigree on Rey. Triple H is going to beat everybody. He just beat his own team and the other team. RKO. Oh, my God. This is getting stupid. They still call it the 5-knuckle shuffle, but change the FU and the STFU. Where's Tony Storm for my 5-knuckle shuffle? But RKO into a roll-up. Cena gets the win. That turned into a mess there at the end. I did not like how that whole thing ended. It was like everybody just turned on everybody for no reason. I've watched WrestleMania 21 literally over 100 times because I stopped watching after Rock left and my dad bought me 21 on DVD. I would watch that over and over again as a kid. I was the same way with WrestleMania 7. That was the one I watched a lot. Yes, this is Cena, I guess, was the only person that wanted to win that match. Here's a sign of how much things had changed from when I was a kid to when they brought the show back. In the early days of Saturday Night's Main Event, Hogan was the reason I turned in. He was usually like the first or second match. So the thing I wanted to see most was right there at the beginning. The thing I hated the most at this point, John Cena, they get him out of the way first, so now I can stay and watch the rest of the show. It's like, all right, thing I don't want to see is already over and done with. Now I can watch the rest. Big time! Big time! That might be the worst WrestleMania theme song. I'm not sure. I remember the night Triple H buried Carlito, London, and Kendrick all in one segment. That sounds about right. It's big time.
What a group going in to the Hall of Fame this year. Absolutely. Let's take a look, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's going into the Hall? Mean Gene? Inducted by Hulk Hogan.
None other than his good friend, the immortal Hulk Hogan. Ask me about this man. We all love Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, it's so weird seeing Chris Benoit there. Vern Gagne. Greg Gagne. And Sherry Martel. We just saw Sherry on the Clash of Champions. Inducted by Ted DiBiase. Bret the Hitman Hart. Inducted by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Geez, the induction list, like the guys doing the inductions, is like a star-studded list too. Booker T's hurt, guys. I heard something pop. Say it again. I didn't hear you the first time. At the time, did you expect Bret Hart to go into the Hall of Fame? No, I didn't. I didn't think he'd accept it. 2006 was a strong Hall of Fame clash. Yeah, it was. Oh, no, guys. We're not getting that Booker T Boogeyman match at Saturday Night's Main Event. Oh, no.
By the time we get to a medical facility, about 3 or 4 hours. But the pain is what's important here. I don't think he can wrestle with this amount of pain, regardless of what the MRI.
Yeah, we did get it at WrestleMania. Yes, we did.
It's off. It's off, man. I'm sorry, Teddy. I noticed that Saturday night thing. It's big for you, man. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry, dog. Yeah.
But you'll be facing him at WrestleMania in a handicap match. Is Booker going to, like, wink at the camera or something? Yeah. Yep. Should you have waited until you... Again, this is part of that thing I always talk about. Shouldn't you have waited until after you were out of sight of the camera to pull that? I don't know. Seems like you just outed yourself. Oh, Lita. We got the Rated R Superstar Edge and Lita. I forgot how hot she was back then during this period. That top she's wearing is would probably get her arrested for indecent exposure in a lot of places.
Hear that all the way back in Long Island. It's called that the concerto. Holy line and contest there.
Kevin Nash was right when he said Booker was the first guy to ever play that stereotypical hood black guy. But nobody watches the show, so no one will know. What went right? Edge versus Foley at Mania 22. Hard work, and they were able to do things that had never been done on a WrestleMania stage before. God, Lita's got the Sasha Banks hair going almost a little bit.
The rated R superstar. The most watched champion in the past 5 years. Oh, and the man who is perfect at WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, too bad they would break that at WrestleMania 23 for no reason. Would you ever take that spear through the flaming table like Foley did? I wouldn't give the spear through a flaming table like Edge did. I would just like anything with fire. I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. No, that has bad idea and disaster written all over it.
You might notice these hardcore.
Did you think it was wrong to suddenly pair Edge and Foley up after Mania 22? Yes, I did, because Edge should have been in the main event at WrestleMania 22. I will fight that to my dying day. And that's no knock on Foley. It should have been Edge going into Mania as champion that year. Sorry, Trips. I know you wanted that main event spot against Cena, but it's like, it wasn't your year, buddy. Foley chance.
For those of you just tuning in, Mick Foley has gone from being a hardcore legend to a cuddly teddy bear. A Muppet. His latest shtick is he'll come out here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood your question. Okay. Edge and Foley being a team after Mania 21.
Because let's face it, that's the only way he can get.
I mean, it felt a little weird because, like, dude, they just tried to kill each other at WrestleMania, and now they're partners teaming up against ECW. But that match they had at One Night Stand was awesome, so I guess I shouldn't question it.
Around the ring with a sock puppet on his hand. Oh, it's all very impressive.
How did Lita not have wardrobe malfunctions with that top? I don't.
So change your plans, Mick. I want you out here right now so I can give you your WrestleMania beatdown and put you out of your misery. Get it? Good. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you.
Speaking of Triple H, why do you think most of his WrestleMania main event matches mostly flop? Because they're usually feuds that nobody cares about with baby faces that nobody cares about. And Triple H is a great talent, but he's not capable of having an amazing 30-minute match with everybody. And I think he's under the delusion that he can. Here comes Mick. Edge asked Foley for advice because he was screwed out of the main event. Foley knew what that was like, so he helped him out seal the show. So did Edge feel like he was screwed out of the main event because he's right? Oh, flaming table on Saturday night's main event. Oh! The Foley knee. Yeah, because if Edge said that he felt he was screwed out of the table. God, you can see the smoking embers from the table in the ring. That's actually a cool visual. Thumbtacks. What are your thoughts on the Saturday Night's Main Event DVD? It's one of my favorite DVDs that they ever did. It's kind of pointless now that they're all on the network, but if you want to get it as like a collector's item, it's a good one. Oh, Lita with a chair. Oh, and Foley goes face first into the tax. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It was bullshit. Got that high-ass rating for the live sex celebration. Gets all the heat in the world. And they're like, nah, we're going to pull the plug on you at Royal Rumble. And Edge and Lita are running away because Foley is no-selling the thumbtacks. Dueling chairs. Running, swinging neck breaker. See, I felt like they should have ended it right when Foley sat up from the thumbtacks and have the heels get away. That to me, that's where the segment should have ended. Oh, but now Foley's going to do a one-man concerto on Edge. What went wrong? Edge Cena Rumble 2006. Cena went over. That's what went wrong. After these streams, will you consider doing a top Saturday Night's Main Event shows and matches video? I might. One-man concerto. See, I wouldn't have done that before WrestleMania. You're having the heel. I mean, in the long run, it didn't matter because they stole the show anyway. But on the build-up, like, I wouldn't have had Foley get so over on Edge right before WrestleMania. Again, I would have ended the segment right after Foley sat up from the thumbtacks. But you know, Vince, baby faces have to go. Got to send the fans home happy. Yeah, it's like nothing's changed, right? It's the more things change, the more they stay the same. It's like, oh, the heels lose all their heat before the pay-per-view match. There you go. Nothing matters. There are no consequences or drama or anything for the faces to overcome. Nothing at all. Would you take a concerto? Yeah, if I trusted the guy who was giving it to me. Like, I would trust Edge to do it because I know he would not kill me.
A business icon, creative genius, and one handsome hero son of a...
There's only one man I know that walks like that.
From now on, it's all about me. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
They show him firing Bischoff and Paul Heyman. Do you think Vince jerks off to that? I got to fire Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman on live TV. The Kiss My Ass Club. That was... How did that get pitched in a meeting? Hey, we're going to have William Regal kiss your ass, and we're going to make it a running gag. Edge looked old on SD. I mean, he looked older than he does here, obviously, but I didn't think he looked ancient. What went wrong? The HBK Vince feud. I didn't mind the feud heading into WrestleMania. It was just after the fact where it just went on too long. They worked in the God match and McMahonism or whatever the fuck that was.
Champion in history, the showstopper, the only man to win every major title.
You are the chairman of the board of a multi-million-dollar corporation.
Bischoff has stated he enjoyed being fired and insisted on Vince putting him in the garbage truck. Oh, it was a fun segment. I'm sure Bischoff had a blast doing it. It's just that thing where it's like, oh, God, Vince gets to fire Bischoff on live TV. And he fired Heyman on live TV. You know there's that part of Vince where he's like, you know what I mean? The HBK Vince feud is when I got tired of Vince on TV. I got tired of him when he turned heel at WrestleMania 2000. I was like, oh, shit, we're doing this again? Okay. That was when I started to get tired of it. Apparently, the original plan was for Cena to fire him and put Bischoff in the garbage truck. Well, that's not what Cena has the power to fire people. That suck. Even as a kid, I hated the Mania 2000 ending. Oh, God. I was like, we waited 4 hours for that ending? Fuck you.
No rules, no restrictions, and no mercy. There will not be a week at heart, no doubt about it. But these red looks tonight.
5 minutes already. Let's go.
There's Charmel taking her clothes off for some reason. And now the camera is catching Booker not injured and be like, yeah, we got one over on Teddy Long. It's like, who is filming this? Why do you not know there's a camera there? They only did the Mania 2000 ending because they couldn't get Austin for the show. He was at the autograph signings like the day before. So it's not like he wasn't there. I know he was there. Oh, there's the boogeyman. He's hanging upside down from, you can see where the set, you can actually see where the set, like where the fake wall like ends. This was poorly produced. This was really poorly produced. Oh, I think we just caught Booker faking his injury, guys. Aside from the fact that the camera's been on him forever. Oh my God, I forgot how dumb this all was. But it's okay, guys. We're getting a beer drinking contest now. I think we're fine. Is Rock for Sting a fair trade as star power in their prime? For me, it is, because I'm a huge fan of both guys, but Rock's the bigger star, truthfully speaking. But for personal taste, yes. Rock for Sting is a fair trade. For me personally, and probably nobody else, but you know. What was so wrong with giving Rock a 2-month title reign and then giving Triple H the belt back to give to Austin? I don't know. Boogeyman has a Legends contract? Are you kidding? Oh my God. I never got the random cow during Bradshaw's theme song. He's Texan. He's from Texas. Them Texas folk, they like cows. Are we getting this Saturday night's main event intro again? I mean, we get that shot of Melina and that shot of Trish again, so I'm not complaining, but, you know. Oh, there's Tori. There's Candace. Hi, girls. Hi. You're still my favorite things on the show so far. Tatanka has a Legends contract as well. Jesus. What do they do? Boogeyman for 2019 Hall of Fame confirmed.
That's not all. Well, that's right. And last night on SmackDown, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, he said tonight here on Saturday Night Main Event, he's gonna.
You know, I gotta be honest. I remember liking the show, like not like necessarily like loving it or anything like that, but I remember being like okay with the show back in the day. This is worse than I remember it.
The world have been waiting for the moment that JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, self-made multi-millionaire, media maven, wrestling god.
I was such a big JBL mark back in the day. I'm not even kidding. Like I liked JBL. I like his promos. I like the presentation. I like the gimmick. I like the way he plays it.
In the bowels of America.
Dude, I thought he was good, and people say he's like the worst WWE champion of all time. I'm like, fuck you, he was great. I loved him as champion.
If I was you, I'd quit cheering because you morons elected him.
Oh!
Of course, there's not much to cheer for here, seeing how your sports teams could not win an inter-squad scrimmage.
You know, it's funny he mentions that because just a couple years after this, the Detroit Lions would go 0-16. Which year was worse, 2006 or 2007? Oh, don't make me choose. They were kind of the same. Like, I don't really remember one being worse than the other. The NWA 70th anniversary show just finished. How was it? Because I want to watch it. I just couldn't. No spoilers, of course.
To Japan, you're losing jobs to Mexico. When at WrestleMania,
Yeah, oh God, yeah, that was the ungodly Cena reign, wasn't it?
Look at me, I guarantee when I beat Chris Benoit for the United States Championship.
Chris who? Who is this Chris Benoit you speak of? I don't know who that is, guys. I've forgotten. I remember the Boogeyman, and I remember friggin' everybody else that I've seen on the show, but Chris Benoit, I don't know who that is. Didn't see it, but I saw the result of the main event. Not saying anything, though. I appreciate that. Up here comes the Rattlesnake, who can't wrestle anymore, but he can do beer drinking contests. It is interesting to see Steve Austin on a Saturday night's main event. Lay off the horn, dude. What are you doing? Gee, I wonder how this is going to end. Do you think this is going to end with Austin drinking a lot of beer and giving JBL the stunner? You think this is how this is going to go? I don't know, guys. They might pull a swerve on us. Maybe that won't happen this time. Chris Benoit. Who are you rooting for, Taker or HBK at Rumble 07? I was rooting for Taker, actually. And again, Austin shows up, drinks beer, stuns somebody, and leaves, just like today. Yeah, only now he can't give the middle finger or curse, which are two of the things that help get Austin over. He's not flipping anybody off here either. You know you can censor it, right? That's a lot of beer. Right after I said that, Taz said it. '97 Austin would never get over these days. Oh, he'd get over. They would just squash it immediately.
First thing is, it's good to be here on NBC Saturday night's main event.
Have you been pre-gaming, Austin? You sound a little winded and drunk already.
Good to be back here in Detroit. The third thing is, I sure am thirsty. You know, I got to thinking about this thing.
Nobody from the past would get over today because the fans would turn on them. And that's an interesting thing I'd like to see put to the test.
Hello, JBL. I didn't see you standing there, son. Were you trying to sneak up on me?
They'd feed Austin to Roman to try and get him over.
Why did you challenge me to a beer drinking contest? I just want to know, was it something that I said? No, it was something you didn't say. You're talking about Texas greats. In Texas, there's two things: the Alamo and me. And if it wasn't for this broken hand, I'd stomp a mud hole and walk it dry. Own you. Basically, so I'm gonna beat you at your own game, drinking beer like these common.
But on a random Raw show, so otherwise he'd walk out. But not on a random Raw show, otherwise he'd walk out. Yeah, Austin, when people say, like, Austin's the greatest of all time, my big point of contention is like, yeah, he also created the what chance. So fuck him. God, he basically ruined promos for a decade.
6'6". You weigh about 205? About 282 or 3. Well, I was close. You know what I'm trying to say? I know you drink a lot of beer, so I was thinking maybe I need to start.
It's kind of insane how there's very little from the 80s and 90s that couldn't be pulled off well today because of execution or timing. Yeah.
Room service, and so
In 90 to 92, Undertaker today wouldn't. Okay, 1990 to 1992, Undertaker today, the fans would hate him because he can't wrestle or he can't talk. Again, it'd be interesting to put that to the test. How did you react back in 2002 when Austin walked out? I was shocked. So, God, no more Austin on Raw? That seems like wrong, right?
I started drinking one beer. I drank a pitcher of beer, another pitcher of beer, another pitcher. Hell, I drank 15 pitchers of beer because I was worried about you beating me. So what do we got going on?
Yeah, Austin, I'm sure you drank 15 pitchers of beer. I'm sure you did.
Let's just go ahead and get started right now. If you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and... Well, you know your problem? Hey! You know your problem? You don't listen to anybody. This is my game. Just like this is my society, my economy.
Would Vince make Undertaker talk for 15 to 20 minutes every week because he feels like everyone has to? I don't know. Okay, because I know that where this is going, because Austin has done this segment like a million times, this feels like a long walk for a short glass of water. It's one of those like, God, we just want to see the stunner. Just give him the stunner, drink the beer, and go home. Why are we stretching this out? Jesus Christ.
And so here's the deal. You and I have. We got Canadian beer. Yeah. You didn't bring American beer? No, I went across the river and got me some Canadian beer. Where they play real hockey.
Okay. As opposed to that fake American hockey that I'm not aware of. Austin stunning Steph, Lita, Molly, and Linda didn't help out his woman-beating look. No, it didn't, actually. Funny how I love Steve Austin as a kid, but I've only had like 2 beers in my life. He got it from Canadian Beer R Us. Yeah.
Hey, you want me to drink this some at the table right now? Give me a hell yeah.
Ooh, Austin cursed, guys.
No, we're going to get back to back. I ain't Brokeback Mountain. I'm a real cowboy.
God, remember when that movie came out? Brokeback Mountain.
No comment. So we'll get back.
I never saw that movie, to be honest. I never saw Brokeback Mountain.
1 minute to start drinking beer, and whoever drinks the most is the winner. 1 minute. 60 seconds, 1 minute.
I mean, this isn't as bad. Admittedly, this isn't as bad as the Oktoberfest stuff that they did in 1990. But this isn't great.
You've been talking about what? Oh. 1 minute.
Wait, what did that? Some guy just walked across the screen with his sign. Let me see that. We're rewinding.
No comment. So we'll get back to back. Then we'll say go. And we got 1 minute. 1 minute. To start drinking beer, and whoever drinks the most is the winner.
I want to see random sign guy. Where is he?
60 seconds, 1 minute. I don't want to get tipsy, okay? So you're the official 1 minute man. You've been talking about what?
Why would you admit that? No, look. Okay. Condoms prevent.
1 minute.
What is it? Condoms prevent cirrhosis? The fuck is cirrhosis? Is that an STD I'm not aware of? Sign guy Dudley? No, just some random asshole in the crowd promoting condom use, apparently.
Go.
I know the race is well, JBL got a head start, but it seems like JBL's already got a drinking problem.
Oh god, this is so bad. Oh my god. This is so mind-numbingly stupid. Oh my god. Just stun him and let's go home, please. Wait, isn't Toys R Us coming back, or is that some bullshit rumor? I heard they were coming back, but I don't know how legitimate it is. We need to get Austin real heat. Quick, have him team with Triple H and beat the hell out of the Hardys and lead it with chairs for half an hour. At least he's promoting something positive. Just as bad as New Day nowadays, yeah. Oh, there's Chris Benoit. I've heard so much about him on this show. It's good to see him. Oh, we're getting a beer bath, guys. What? Stunner. Do the stunner. Do the stunner. Please do the stunner and get this over with.
He smells a beer. I can smell a beer from here. I don't like pretzels.
Stunner! Yay! God damn. I think the condom sign guy was the best part of the segment. Holy Methuselah. Long walk for a short glass of water, man. Who's this Crispin guy? Some guy that they've been talking about on this show. We got to look at him at least. Toys R Us is coming back right before Circuit City. How long did we wait for that one stunner? Too long. Imagine Austin taking an actual beer bath with a tub and everything back in the day. Let's hope he doesn't get the cheap shit from Canadian Beers R Us. Let's hope not. Is there a disclaimer for Benoit appearances on the network? I haven't seen any, so I know based on what I've seen. Do we have to see a replay of this? All that spilt beer. Well, I'm sure that wasn't real beer, but you know, whatever.
Vic, how hot am I on this Playboy cover?
Candace.
Oh, back when the girls were allowed to be on Playboy?
But right now, we gotta go. It's time for some action.
Oh, we got a ladies match next, guys. Yay. Back when that was like, you know, a bad filler match. The Motor City's been treated to a hell of a show so far. It's we're getting Victoria and a porn star teaming up against Trish Stratus and Mickie James, if memory serves me right.
Candace Michelle on the cover of the current Playboy magazine. I wonder if she left a couple of nice.
Wasn't she in Playboy before coming to the WWE? So it's like she's returning to Playboy. So Roman just needs to shave his head, bald, and drink tons of beer. We'll get him over. Oh, there's my girl. There's Mickey. Mickey, you so fine. God, look at that rear end, man. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. All of that is nice. I heard Mickie James also did porn. I've heard that too. So why did you challenge Little Sniff to a rap battle, Patrick? Because you're gonna get these hands in the rap battle? Boy, these hands. The fuck? Who the fuck are you? Okay. Yeah, this is when Mickie James was awesome, and she was doing the crazy stalker fan of Trish Stratus.
Mickey, we need to talk. You're just too much. It's not normal, Mickey. You know, and you're just everywhere I turn, you're there, okay? It's too much. And I don't want any more of it, okay? So I just think you and I we just need some time apart.
Playboy, she was in softcore porn on late night TV. I'll take your word for it.
And Mickie James volunteering to be
I had a VHS recording of Mania 22, which had the Mickie James V-Lick, the way God intended. The V-Lick was awesome. This is my favorite women's storyline in Mania history. I concur. Like, I said this because I remember talking to people about it at the time. This was the best built match to WrestleMania 22, in my opinion, was Trish Stratus and Mickie James. Yeah, Trish, like, looking fine back then. Look at that. I mean, she still looks good now, but Busty Trish is my god. She went from piggy to thicky. She wasn't that fat. There's nothing wrong with a little meat on the bones. You know, it's funny, like, Candace is the Playboy girl. I think she's probably the least attractive girl out of the bunch, to be honest. Because Victoria's looking pretty good, too. I haven't voted on your poll yet, but I'm going to vote for Mickie Trish if I can. Anything to offset Triple H and Cena, which from what I've heard, I haven't checked the results, but from what I've heard, it's like that one's kind of running away with the poll. Okay, now the best part of the show. Ooh, we're getting a little Trish Stratus thong slip there. But anyway, the best thing about this segment and possibly this show is not the match itself, but what happens after the match. I remember what happens after the match being the best part of the show. My friend told me there's some video of Victoria blowing her husband. Was she one of the leaked victims? I don't remember hearing about her. Obviously, Paige dominated a lot of that discussion, so maybe some people missed Victoria's video. I doubt they'll still have the V-Lick and their Evolution DVD from a couple months ago. Yeah, I doubt it too. Liv Morgan also had a thong slip on NXT. Well, back in these days, like, a thong slip was like an everyday occurrence. Oh, a double DDT by Trish. Cena Triple H is leading right now with 77% of the vote. Well, that's just prime. Yay. I'm so excited about that. Little Sniff is coming for you, sir, with the heat. He has the biggest rap potential on YouTube. Good for him. Matrish. Stratisfaction. There we go. Match over. Trish won it by herself. Mickie never got tagged in. Oh, she adjusted her top too. Look at that. So Mickie did no work to win the match. I heard the storyline was all Mickie James' idea, and it was supposed to be Mickie stalking Lita. Well, considering Lita turned like mega heel, it actually makes more sense for it to be Trish. Why are we drooling over divas? Because I'm a red-blooded male and I like me the ladies, okay?
I just want to say goodbye the right way.
Don't judge me. And this is the awkward cheek kiss. And we got an awkward hug. And chick kick. Heel turn complete. Oh, is she going to hit the Stratisfaction on Trish Stratus? The spot that they botched at WrestleMania, unfortunately, but oh! If you're a pig and proud, say it. Say oink, oink, oink. I'm a little piggy, here's my snout. Oink, 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 oink. I'm a little piggy, here's my snout. Oink, 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 oink. Pet Coon Goofy. I miss JR so much. Yeah, so I remember like that heel turn was so well done. And they did a lot of stuff. I remember they did one like a blood kiss where like Trish's mouth was bleeding and Mickey like kissed her on the lips. It was just the creepiest psycho thing, but still kind of hot. It was like, yeah, so a lot of the stuff they did in the build up to this was great.
She's not all there. And a woman scorned. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Somehow it's become a sin to like the ladies, but men can beat women in the Olympics now, and if you disagree, you're a monster. Oh, I've said it before, in 2018, you can't win. You're either a Nazi or you're a cuck. There's no in between. You're either a Nazi or a cuck. If you like the thing with the women in it, you're a cuck. If you hate the thing with the women in it, you're a Nazi. Okay? All right. Nikki probably wrote every segment by herself. I'm sure she had a lot of influence. Time. Okay, we watched my favorite part of the show. Can we go home now? Here. Oh, no, we still got the Shawn Michaels Shane match, which I remember being good, but I hated the finish. We need 2018 Mickey to bring back the mini skirts. Right? Right? Roll Tide. So Evolution will probably either get all 5-star reviews or all 0 stars. Probably, yeah. The Undertaker versus Mark Henry in a casket match. If there was a match where I felt like the Undertaker, like, kind of got the short end of the stick at WrestleMania, this was one of them. It was like, oh, they're just throwing him into a random casket match? Okay. That in 19, where it was like, oh, we're putting him in a tag match. For sure. Did you see her on Raw, though? This week, no. Hey, remember when Carlito had potential? Oh, Booker T and the Boogeyman. Yay. Yay. I remember seeing a funny sign at WrestleMania 22 that showed Mark Henry's casket size being XXXXXXXXX, a bunch of XLs. That's pretty funny. What went wrong, Carlito? Watch or listen to the Something to Wrestle With episode. You'll probably get an answer. They booked him incorrectly, and Carlito stopped caring. Oh, speaking of Mark Henry, here he is. Oh, God, I forgot that Daivari was his manager for a time. Completely forgot about that. And this is when Mark Henry was a heel at this time, and pretty much any time after this, he always looked like he was on the verge of tears. Like the look on his face. He's like, oh, poor Mark, I want to give him a hug. He looks so mad and sad all at the same time. Hey, Echo, what's the score in the Chiefs game? Jesus Christ. Jeez, the Chiefs are for real, and they're mad that they lost last week. What went right? Sexual chocolate. It was funny. Until they had him fuck Mae Young. Then it stopped being funny. Who's the real sexual chocolate, Mark Henry or Viscera? Well, Mark Henry's sexual chocolate and Viscera is the world's largest love machine. Oh, we get to see The Undertaker. Hooray. Oh, this is back before I stopped caring about Undertaker. I was still a fan of Undertaker back then.
World's strongest man is not afraid of you, Undertaker!
Starting Mahomes in fantasy this week, keeping my undefeated streak alive. Yeah, good call, man. Sexual chocolate and Viscera versus Molly Holly, the Virgin. Yeah, I love that gimmick. It's like the evil virgin. She's got a fat ass. Fuck her.
At your own game. On everything. I will shove you into that coffin.
Casket.
It's the last thing.
Gong.
How prophetic were those words about to come out of the mouth of Mark Henry? If it's the last thing.
Granny Panties Molly Holly. Who's Little Sniff? I have no idea. Not a clue. Mickey is still top 5. Yo, yeah, Mickey. Last time I saw Mickey, she looked great. I had a friend who says he felt like Molly Holly was like someone's mom wrestling. I thought Molly Holly was cute as a button. They made her look like they made her look ugly because that was her whole character and everything. But I thought, like, when she was dolled up and everything, I thought Molly Holly was adorable. Well, Taker's coming out, so we have to wait another 25 minutes. Mickey James and Madison Rayne equal, but yeah, both of them, like, Madison Rayne looks fantastic. Oh, there he is. That same friend said his dad thought she was hot. Well, his dad has good taste, obviously. I honestly still find Lillian Garcia hot today. Yeah, she was hot for, I haven't seen her recently, but she stayed hot for a really long time. I remember when I saw her at SummerSlam 05, and I think at that point she was like, what, 42? And I was like, dude, she looks amazing.
A future Hall of Famer as they drew its lead after bringing that giant-sized casket. It's reminiscent of the casket used for the late great 600-pound Yokozuna of many years ago.
Well, will that be in Chicago at WrestleMania where Mark Henry's next tonight? Will he end up in that moment? Time will tell. But right now, hey, Mark Henry said I'm pulling out the dead man. And he did, and the dead man's here.
You know, you really don't realize how long The Undertaker's entrance is until you're doing a live stream. And you're thinking of things to say and you run out and the entrance is less than half over. Jesus Christ. Aren't you 42, Grandpa? I am 33. Okay. I'm not an old man yet. Speaking of Yokozuna, did you know Saudi Arabia asked for Yokozuna Ultimate Warrior to show up at Greatest Royal Rumble? Yes, I did. I laughed my ass off when I heard that. I mean, who was the one that broke the news to them? It's like, yeah, they're dead. And they're fighting.
probably the most preeminent striker in WWE history, The Undertaker.
Oh, Mark Henry just knocked Taker down, guys. I think Mark Henry has a strong chance of going over at WrestleMania 22. Let me tell you, there was a lot of drama here.
Exactly what Mark Henry is, JR. Raw power, raw strength, and look at those.
You're the same age as my sister. She's single? I kid, of course. I still don't get why they didn't make Undertaker teleport to the ring like at SmackDown 1000. Because you got to get the full experience, man. You got to get the full entrance. I'm 24 in 24 days. Well, happy birthday to you. Supposedly, WWE may ask Ronda Rousey to join Total Divas. Daivari gets chokeslammed on the casket. Short ride, bad landing. Mark Henry runs away. Oh, now he's going to tombstone him on top of the casket. Again, this is like the face is just totally getting over on the heel before the match. It's like, well, then why have the match? What am I watching the match for? You know? I guess just to see Mark Henry get put in the casket, but... Did Daivari break his back and leave for 4.5 years? No, that didn't happen this time. At least Taker isn't beating the shit out of Henry. Well, he chased him off. And I haven't talked about this, but for the at least for this episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, I don't remember if they did it for all the other ones in the revival, but the WWE logo is not in the bottom corner like it usually is. It's in the top right, and it looks weird. I guess they wanted to make it look different from Raw or SmackDown, but, you know. Celtic Bird, welcome to the stream. How you doing this fine Sunday evening? Main event time. Shawn Michaels and Shane McMahon in a street fight. Any favorite boxing matches? What, like fake pro wrestling boxing matches or like actual boxing fights? Oh, there's Lillian. Like the dress. Hot little number there.
The only way to win is by submission or pinfall.
Did you hear Fox wants SD to be more of a serious sporting event-like show next year? Yes, I did hear that. Not sure if you're into boxing or not. I haven't watched much boxing in years, but I used to be into it when I was younger. I've actually, my favorite boxing fights that I've seen, I've gone back and watched even though they happened before I was born, the Ali Frazier fights from the 70s. Like, those are just like legendary battles. The last time we saw Shawn Michaels on Saturday Night's Main Event, he won his first championship with the WWE, WWF at the time. He defeated the British Bulldog to become the Intercontinental Champion for the very first time. Follow Fightful for good boxing coverage. Mayweather versus Mike Tyson. Anything Ali is classic. Yeah. He was something. Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Take the chatter. When you're talking money, it don't no matter. I don't know the rest. Oh, Shawn goes right after him. And there's Vince. Vince was dancing on the stage for Shane's entrance. My grandfather was a big fan of Ali. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people back then were. Isn't it funny how Jericho wanted to be like HBK and they put that into the storyline when they fussed, and then Owens wanted to be like Jericho and then they put that in the storyline. Hey, it's a good storyline. Why not use it when the time is right? Mayweather versus Tyson could never be sanctioned. No way. No. Not today. Also, Shane is supposedly going to stay for good on SmackDown now. Yay. I mean, no knock on Shane, but it's not like, oh, great, now I got to watch SmackDown to see Shane. According to Shane, his kids tell Vince what they think of the show and give him ideas. Well, somebody... Wouldn't it be funny if Shane's kids actually wrote a better show? How funny would that be? Oh, we got tables, we got ladders. And Sean goes flying into the ring post. Look at that look on Vince's face. That's a GIF worthy face there. I love Jericho's line from Mania 19. I stopped trying to be the next Shawn Michaels and I concentrated on becoming the first Chris Jericho. Yeah, it's a great line. They used it in the promo package. That's how good it was. According to Shane, his kids may not want to join the family business, so we may see if they do. All right. I remember the pop I had when Shane came back a couple years ago. Yeah, that was cool. I popped for Shane. And it was funny, that segment, my favorite thing about that is that they were giving Stephanie that, like, stupid McMahon award or whatever that thing was. And I said I said during the segment, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if Shane was here? And then, like, 2 minutes later, Shane comes out. It's like, holy shit, I'm fucking psychic. Which version of HBK's theme do you like more? I like the Sherry theme more, actually. I think it fits better, but well, I mean, it sounds better, but once Sherry was out of there, it made no sense for her voice to be on Shawn Michaels' theme. So, you know. I heard that Shane's return was leaked before it happened. I don't remember hearing about it. I really don't. Give it 20 years, Shane's oldest will jump off of something really tall. Oh, here we go. We're getting a superplex through 2 ladders, I think. No, we're getting a superplex off a ladder through 2 tables. Sorry. We're like 2 minutes into this match, and we're already getting like a death-defying high spot. But, you know, that's Shane. Superplex. Oh! Oh, my God! Would the sexy boy theme suit Patrick? No, not at all. Not for me, not at all. Seth Rollins said he likes the Sherry version better, too. Oh, so I guess the doctors cleared them and the matches continue. Okay. Never mind. This is one of the few things I remember from this run of shows, just HBK and Shane killing themselves. Well, you know, you got to do something to make this show kind of work. At least they're selling it. I'll give them that. At least they're selling it like their backs are dead. Sean's going to jump off a ladder again, because why not? Look at that. Sean has hair. Dream match, late 90s HBK versus today's Seth Rollins. That would probably be a really good match.
This is Shawn Michaels. On top of the ladder. Not good.
Oh, there's Vince with the kendo stick. He lightly tapped Shawn with the kendo stick. Like, that was not a good shot. He, like, patted him on the back, basically, but Shawn's selling it like he was killed. I feel like that superplex through the table should have been the finish. Like, that's your finish right there, guys. But they needed to go to commercial break, so I guess it makes sense. I mean, Hogan and Bossman did it with their steel cage match, right? Matches. They did it in every steel cage match they had. Imagine HBK and G1 going up against Tanahashi, Okada, and Naito. Oh, Omega. How about that one? Shane with the ladder over Shawn's back. Would HBK have made a good high flyer? He was a good high flyer. He was a high flyer that could work a main event style and a main event pace. How many next Shawn Michaels can you name? He was imitated a lot, especially on the indies. There were like so many like Shawn Michaels knockoffs in the 90s. I hate commercial breaks during matches. Sometimes, you know, if you want a match to go long, you need a commercial break in there, don't you? I don't know. It never bothered me that much. And on the network, it doesn't matter because we just come right back to it. So, you know. Right in the face of Shawn Michaels. There's another great face from Vince. 1, 2, no. That's how the shit you watch gets paid. Vince. Vince is kind of entertaining during this thing. Vince's Bloody Mania 19 match was his best. Yeah, that face, yes, the devil face, that was the best. It's amazing. We've actually got like a wrestling hold in this thing. Kind of incredible. I like how Lucha Underground handles their commercial breaks. They do it pretty well. And if it's during a match, they typically do it like it'll be like an elimination match and they'll do it like once an elimination happens, or it'll be if it's like an all night long match, they'll do it after a fall, which kind of makes sense. Shane is just stretching Shawn here. Late 90s HBK versus late 80s Steamboat. That would be great, especially with like Steamboat is like one of the best faces ever and Shawn is like such a dickhead heel. Like, oh God, that would have been great. Come on, Shawn, fight it back. Another great face from Vince. Reverses the hold. A jumping, flipping DDT from Shane. This show has felt longer than the Clash today. Yeah, It has felt longer, yes. Do I owe the Dungeon of Doom an apology? And granted, like the Shawn Shane match is good. I don't want to shit on it, but this thing is just dragged like a motherfucker. Chair shot on Shawn. Another great face from Vince. This is like the Vince McMahon gift show. It's great. Oh, is Shane going to go coast to coast? Fan Terminator from Shane O'Mac. It feels like the opening handicap match was 2 hours ago, right? It kind of does. Feels like it was eons ago. Fan Terminator, here we go. Oh, Shawn rolled out of the way. And Vince got the shot. I wonder if Rob Van Dam liked Shane McMahon doing that move more than he gets to do it. I wonder how Rob felt about that. By your standards, Rob Van Dam is worthy of a Hall of Fame spot. There's Shawn. He's back. Like a pimple on prom night, Shawn pops up. That's a very gross line, Lawler. Body slam. Shawn's going to do the elbow. I miss when JR was great. I do too. I mean, we can't have Jesse and Vince. I'm glad we have JR. Super kick. Sweet chin music. There you go. Down goes Shane. And Vince pulls the referee out. Super kick party! How dare you insinuate that HBK has a match finishing sequence? Every baby face in the WWE has a fucking match finishing sequence. It's like clockwork. And low blow on Shawn. And here's where we go into the dumb finish. Let's do the sharpshooter spot again. Yeah! Why didn't he just do that while Shawn was in the surfboard? Why doesn't he just do that every time he goes up against somebody he hates? Ugh. I actually ordered a Young Bucks Super Kick Club t-shirt last week. Oh, man, that's awesome. He's been castrated of his dignity. Okay. Well, that show is finally over. Jeez, it's amazing. And the Clash was technically longer, but this show felt so long. Yeah, just a lot of deadwood. And I'm not saying there weren't good things on the show. I did like the Mickie James heel turn. I liked, except for the finish, I liked Shane and Shawn. I thought that was easily the best match on the thing. But the beer drinking contest went way too long. The segment between Mark Henry and The Undertaker felt pointless. Edge and Foley went longer than it should have. Like I said, I even said where they needed to cut that segment off. The opening tag match was a mess. This show just went way too goddamn long. It felt like the Austin Beer thing took up half the show, right? That thing went on forever. So that was the first Saturday night's main event of the Revival. We've got 4 more of those to go. I'm really looking forward to it because if memory serves me correctly, they all get worse from here. So, yippee. I'm really looking forward to that. But that concludes the Clash of Champions Saturday night's main event stream for this evening. Thank you all for joining me and watching on this, late Sunday evening. Hopefully this will give you some entertainment before heading into work tomorrow. But that is all I have for you here. Like I said, I have a few more videos lined up for the next few days before the end of the month. I've got my new Star Wars review, next top 10 matches, next kaiju movie reviews, and my next What Went Wrong. So you'll be getting all of those, and you'll probably be getting an Evolution review or reaction or something along those lines. It only lasted 5 episodes. Yeah, the Revival of Saturday night's main event didn't last very long, no. But again, I'm signing off here tonight. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy what little is left of your weekend, and I will see you all later.